From the heart of the city to the outer edges of the Beltway and beyond, this is the District of Misfits Show, the drinking show with a podcast problem. This is your guide into our unique and beautiful city, the good, the bad, the ugly, as well as the funny and straight up ridiculous. Told by us before someone tells it for us. The opinions expressed on this show are our own, and we make no apologies. What up? What's up, y'all? Happy Sunday. Welcome to another episode of the District of Misfits Show, the drinking show with a podcast problem, the podcast for the rest of us. I am your boy, CrushingBoo, here with my cohorts, Marcus, Val, and Jamie. And we appreciate you all joining us. And if you can, take this opportunity to call your friends, call your neighbors, call your cousins, call your frenemies, and have them like and share us on all of your favorite podcast streaming platforms. On Facebook and Instagram, we are the District of Misfits. On Twitter, we are at DC Misfits. And on YouTube, you can subscribe to our channel where you can find this episode and previous episodes, as well as other podcast content produced by District Dogface Studios. And on Twitch, we are District of Misfits. And you can go to CrushingDC.com, support us, and purchase some of our gear. And if you are interested in being a guest on this show, or if you'd like to create a podcast of your own and are looking for some assistance, you can reach out to us at the District of Misfits Show at gmail.com. And I feel like I just did this call to action at super rapid fire speed, faster than Marcus's fingers can move. I don't know if his spectacles are maybe impeding his ability to keep up with me.
It's a little different here.
It's a little different, yeah. So, what's up, everybody? How's it going?
It's going well, guys. Yeah. I'm having a great time. Got my glasses on. I'm good to go.
What's going on? Marcus, what do we have on the show this week? Sorry, I think I got bit.
On this show, more shootings. The photography of Nick Moorland. Rest in peace. Velvet Lounge and Dodge City, and racism in Alabama. Imagine that.
Like, and DC.
Yeah.
Oh, and DC. Great.
Yeah, so we the action-packed show. I'm CrushingBoo. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and sometimes TikTok at CrushingBoo on all those platforms. Get yourself some.
And I am the Pasteurized Chef. On all platforms, and I live on TikTok.
Those are facts. And I am on the Book of Faith at Valerie Michelle Torres, Michelle with 2 L's, and on Twitter and Instagram at VMTDC.
Starting. Is that voice creeping back, Val?
That voice is not going anywhere.
I can't tell if you've got it.
Sure. I feel like I'm stuck with this forever. I think I fucked with my voice.
You got like permanent rasp. Jamie, where are you at? Where can you be found?
James Roderick on Facebook, lives infamously on Instagram, and Bar Simpson on the Twitterscapes. Boom.
Like that. Nice and concise. Right on. Well, shit, man. This is moving at like
light speed.
This is almost a little
rocket
too efficient.
Speed. Right.
Let's fuck it. Let's just go ahead and dive right into safe words. I'm gonna go ahead and shout mine out before I forget. My safe word this week is swole.
Swole.
Yeah.
Han Swolo.
If you will. What about you, Jamie? What's your safe word? Not that you're gonna use it.
Man, cactus. Okay. Val,
right
how
about
on.
You?
Mine is grapefruit.
Grapefruit. Okay. Yeah. All right, Marcus. What's yours? Again, a formality, but
basil.
I just bought some basil.
I believe the British call it basil.
Which so does Marcus. It's really annoying. He's like basil.
I say basil all the time.
Do you say basil for real?
All the time.
Infinitely annoying.
Like
what's that
unironically?
Shit? It's like a tomato, that whole thing or whatever.
No,
like, I'm gonna tell you right now, if someone ever said tomato to me, put your fucking hands up. Like,
I mean, if you're not saying it with a British accent, we got problems. because I feel like that's where that's happening. But honestly, the best thing that they got going on is aluminium.
Aluminium.
The first time I heard aluminium, I was like, "All right, Brits, I see what you're about."
Or they call eggplants aubergines.
They call them what?
Aubergine.
That is the best dick print emoji of all time. Aubergine. I'm just sending these aubergines. My aubergine is all through the motherfucking cloud.
Quick shout out to Michael and Tony and, of course, the gay and Boris in the chat room. Welcome. Spread the word. Spread the gospel.
Y'all, Tony is my college classmate who's in Boston. Say hi, Tony.
What up, Tony?
Also, wait, a customer asked this on Friday. They said, "Who's the gay we keep talking about?" It's not an actual homosexual. It's just someone with the last name Gay.
Yes, her.
So
yes,
for people who are watching right now who have no idea, it's Megan Gay.
We're not being
the one gay guy watching the show.
Context matters. We're not.
Context matters.
I mean, I don't know if anyone would try to cancel us over that because we've done way worse shit on this show. But just in case you get your fucking panties in a knot, we do have a gay on the squad.
Y'all, there's enough footage of me dripping ranch on myself.
Yeah, there you go. Follow Michael.
I'm having a hard time looking at the screen, and Marcus is fucking.
It's a lot.
I want to juggle them like some titties. Is that just me?
Wait, Marcus, yeah, there you go.
Right. Like, they're not the funnest titties. They're more like egg yolk hanging from a nail titties, but like it's still fun.
It's like an Instagram filter gone horribly wrong.
Like the black, like they're trying to.
Like, can you actually see through them? Like, out of those? Like,
yeah, unless this one's like in my shit.
I mean, like, I've had some sunglasses that definitely had some more fashion over function type situations. I'm looking for.
So, like, the pupils get in the way, Marcus? The little black circles?
Yeah, if I look down. Yeah, when I look down, it does. Like, I can't see the.
15 minutes.
I can't see my microphone.
It's that long phallic thing in your face.
You don't have to see it. You just got to open your mouth and use it.
Just got to.
I'm sorry. Wait, Megan, your dad's first name is Royal?
Royal Gay.
That's amazing.
That is the best gay joke that no one had to make of all time. And there goes Robo Black right here.
I figure if we're doing this, let's do this. Speaking of sunglasses that look way better than they're actually functional.
Megan, we need to have your dad on the show. We need Royal on the show.
Royal Gay on the show? Fuck yeah, dude. What does Royal Gay do for a living? What does Royal Gay do for entertainment? That's what
Gay's royally.
What do you think he does, though? That's the thing. What do you think he does?
He's a secret
agent. I'm not going to make any assumptions right there because Royal Gay is like. There's a man right now trying to get his name changed to that.
I'm imagining some Kingsman type situation where he's all in a suit, looking all prim and proper, but just fucking shit up.
I feel like he hunts giants.
No, I think he's an giants.
Like hunts giants, like some weird ass British style shit. You know what I mean? Like just belongs to the Ark of the Covenant Giant Seekers or whatever of Worcestershire, fuckland, England, and he's just out there on the field.
No, I think he's
the fuck out of giants and shit. That or he's a taxidermist.
I'm going boring. I think he's an HR guy. I think he does HR.
He's either a giant killer or he stuffs dead animals. I don't know.
I mean, it's
one of the.
Or maybe he does both. Maybe he gets the giants and he stuffs them with his
Megan,
Royal
don't
Gay.
answer the question yet. We were having a lot of fun with this.
Megan's like, I'm not bringing my dad anywhere near this show.
He stuffs him with his Royal Gayness.
Swole. So swole.
Swole.
Grapefruit.
So swole. All right. So, Marcus, we have a guest tonight.
We do.
You want to tell everybody a little something about it? Should we bring him on now or bring him on? What are we in? Well, wow,
it's a little bit early.
We're moving really fucking fast.
Really fast.
Should we talk about our weeks?
Yes.
Well, let's talk about our weeks, and then we'll bring him in.
Who wants to go first?
Val's got a couple good stories.
Go for it, Val. Tell us about life down by the river.
Let me think.
What you working to?
Robbery.
So,
Right.
right. So, so I walked into work on Saturday. Marcus, I sent you that picture. Maybe you could pull it up.
Yeah, give me a second.
I walked into work on Saturday. So the now, mind you, the outside bar is not like super secure. I mean, it's covered by a tarp that's also just like ripped up. Like, I mean, there's like some locks around it, but I mean, it's torn in a bunch of places. We've been trying to, I guess like the somebody had ordered a tarp like before we reopened again, and it just has been back ordered for many months to get a new tarp. So we've been trying to do things like we got locks for each individual cooler. The rails, there are 5 rails behind the bar, and like there are these like big silver contraptions that we put on them, and then we lock it up. Some dude I want to say he walks up and down.
This is the picture of
all the time. So we uncover the fucking tarp. It's me, and I have one bar back. Pull it open. We're like, holy fuck. So as you can see on the right, there's that metal thing that's locked up, and so the booze is locked up pretty securely. And this dude like ripped it off, like just ripped it, and then pulled out the booze on the upper rail, and then the rest of it just like it was broken. It was a fucking mess, We normally I want to say it normally takes me and Bose maybe like 20 minutes to set up the bar outside, not very long, And I mean, it just fucked our time, our schedule, because we spent probably 45 minutes first just cleaning that shit up, and then trying to figure out like how we were gonna like jimmy it off so that we could like put it back on, And I mean,
you had to break it. You had to break it to fix it.
Yeah, so like we pulled it apart so that we could pull it off, so that Bose he literally like just we just secured it back in. He just drilled new holes into the cooler to secure it. I mean, Bose is the best. He's only been there for like a month and a half. So this dude, real quick, I'm going to talk about him because I love him. He just started, never worked in a bar before. Really, not really. He used to play on the practice squad for the Ravens. And I mean, he's this fit dude and, young, like, full of energy, super positive. While he was playing for the Ravens, he got diagnosed with leukemia, so he had to stop. But like he's still so positive. Like he does not fit in at Nick's at all, because everybody's so like fucking. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's so like angry and fucking bitter and just like ruined by life, and he's just still like he's the best.
Wait,
I love
I'm
him.
sorry, Val. Are they working Friday night, Saturday double, and Sundays inside too?
No.
Just checking. Hashtag we see you, Dennis. We fucking see you, bro. I hope he watches this show one day. He'll never watch the show.
He doesn't. He doesn't. He
Just
has no clue.
He does not,
clue.
bro. He does not.
Just know, Dennis, you have an anti-fan club.
Although
can I say how happy I am that Boo took those fucking glasses off? Because I was like, this man's like a pimp from the year 3000.
Yo.
And like,
I know you wasn't hour 2.
Right. I know you weren't like looking me in the eyes and shit, but like I kept looking your way just in case you might pop off on a nigga. You know what I mean? Like just because he was like,
free the Val. Free the Bambi.
So another just real quick funny thing. So on Wednesday, was it Wednesday we went to the pool? So Wednesday, my friend Kelly Jo, she was on staycation this week. Her friend was in from out of town from Boston. So they stayed at a hotel in DC. And I went to meet her on Wednesday just to, go to the pool. They were going to go to the pool. I walk in, and not like 2 seconds after I walk into the pool area, and I see one of my very good friends I've known for like 20 something years, my friend Paulie. He's walking by. He's the food and beverage director at this pool now at the hotel. And I was like, "What's up, Paulie?" And he was like, "Hey, Val." And they were just laughing. They were like, "What's up, like Val? How do you know him?" And Paulie's like, "I mean, it's Val. Val knows everybody." And I was
I mean, he's not wrong.
Dude. Yo, that was a good time, man.
That was a good time.
know.
And Paulie is the best. Like he's worked at a bunch of different places. We were joking around that like, I would go to wherever he goes, I follow him and like I always try and support him.
Hey,
What's
shout
up,
out to
bro?
Milton. What's up, bro? Shout out to Derek and Oliver too in the chats. What's up, y'all?
So I
ahead,
probably
Val.
have at least like a dozen pictures of Paulie behind the bar and me like sitting at the bar like, hey, I love Paulie. What's up, Paulie? Anyway, that was my week.
That was your week.
That was a long ass fucking week.
Yeah.
I mean, there was more. Boo and I also went tubing, but we don't need to bore everybody with that.
We
Same shit.
Val and I spent a lot of time in my car and in water this past week. Like I feel like if I wasn't driving, I was either on a river or in a pool. So that's not a bad way to spend the week. I got to see some of my union brothers, sisters, cousins, and kin this week too. Shout out to Local 22.
Yeah, how was your week, man?
So
How's your week turning out?
So it's a good sign when all of a sudden the work is starting to trickle. It's starting to trickle back. And so I don't want to jinx things and talk too much. But as much as I've enjoyed my delivery gig, I look forward to the day when that is literally just something I can do because I want to and not because I feel like I have to.
Like going to deliver in Della what?
Della who?
Della
why?
why?
But yeah, and I mean it's just nice to it'll be nice to not have to get an oil change every 6 weeks because it is kicking the shit. It's kicking the shit out of my car. It really is. I'm averaging 200 miles every shift.
Oh
Really?
my
So,
god!
yeah.
Too
Average,
much.
and I'm dropping about $1 to $1.50 in gas. It's like
It's almost not worth it, right?
You need a Prius.
If I wasn't an alcoholic, it'd probably be better. But like everything I do just kind of brings it back to so. But again, this whole situation hopefully in the fall will improve. Hopefully these unvaccinated fuck stains won't send us into another shutdown. Which honestly, I don't think no matter how bad shit gets. I do not believe that we're going to have another shutdown. Capitalism will not allow it.
I mean, fingers.
I'm not crossing my fingers because money, dude, money. We already suffered for a year and some change. People are just gonna roll the fucking dice now, and like it's just
roll it the fuck out of it. I mean, look, the story I'm going to talk about is going to be about the governor of Alabama, and we'll talk about that later. But I don't see a shutdown happening, but I can definitely see our hours getting rolled back together.
I see restrictions.
I see restrictions and I see masks coming back.
See masks.
Oh yeah, and I see a lot of people freaking out and acting like bitches because they don't want to wear a mask.
Right.
Like it's just like, and here's what I think sucks is that like it's all right if you don't want to get vaccinated, that's your fucking choice, right? But don't not get vaccinated and then be an indignant fucking shit about it. Like, if you know now that you can't walk into a space without a fucking mask and you're not fucking vaccinated, then don't be a cunt. Put on a fucking mask and keep it fucking.
We're not talking about smart people though. These are the same ones who get fake vaccination cards. These are the same ones you can't get fake papers to get in the United States, but you can get a fake vaccination card to get out of the United States.
That's so much fucking energy,
prick.
Dude.
So much energy. Much energy. It's just like you fucking asshole.
So hold on. Speaking of COVID, Jamie, how was your week?
I had a COVID scare. Came in from Sunday or whatever like that. Found out. Took a test. I'm good, ladies and gentlemen. I'm good. But here's the thing though. When you get a COVID scare, every morning is a reason to taste and like lick things and smell random stuff. Because it's not like that morning fart and being like, hold up, let me lift up this cover real quick.
Oh, when you can't Dutch oven yourself, there's a problem.
No, I'm like, hold on, wait, can I smell? Holy shit! Like, and as a fat man, I don't fart nicely. It don't come out sweet. It's never like I do. It'd be like.
I do like, know someone. I do know someone whose partner. Someone who's he and his partner are vaccinated. His partner just got it and has lost his fucking sense of taste and smell like over the last week, and so I came out fine. But besides the point, I got a big flex for you motherfuckers out there right now. I got a motherfucking PlayStation 5, bitch. Best COVID gift I ever gave myself the entire fucking world. This dude is so funny because he's like, I got a PS5, and then like a few minutes later he's like,
oh yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, right.
I might have COVID.
It was yeah.
I mean,
it's a man with his priorities in order.
Right. I wasn't expecting to die or whatever like that. Like even when I called my parents, my dad was like, all right, nigga. Everybody was like, you vaccinated, so you ain't gonna die from it. You're just gonna be unhappy for a day or two.
Just be uncomfortable. I mean, again, the scariest part is just the little people. The little people and the old people.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
so
we do.
Real quick, I'm sorry, real quick. My friend Erin, who's watching, Erin Humphrey, who I love dearly, she's a captain of one of the fire medic stations here in DC. She just sent from France. She sent this screenshot. So the president of France, President Macron, on vaccination requirements, he says, I no longer have any intention of sacrificing my life, my time, my freedom, and the adolescence of my daughters, as well as their right to study properly for those who refuse to get vaccinated. This time, you stay home, not us. In France, those who do not get vaccinated will no longer be able to go to restaurants, cafes, cinemas, and museums and get on airplanes or trains. So these are all starting, there are different time frames, July and August. And he says, alternatively, you will have to submit a negative test, which will no longer be free. So then now he's going to charge for them because we cannot make those who have the civic sense to get vaccinated bear the burden of inconvenience. The restrictions will weigh on others, those who, for reasons incomprehensible in the country of Louis Pasteur, science and the Enlightenment, still hesitate.
He brought up Pasteur, dude.
Use the only weapon available against the pandemic, the vaccine. I am aware of what I'm asking you, and I know that you're ready for this commitment. This is, in a sense, part of your sense of duty.
Yeah, but
fucking hell yeah.
You know where they're not going to do that?
Here. Man, that'd be funny as shit.
I
personally, could you imagine, like, have you seen those videos of them saying you got to get your kids vaccinated to go to public schools? The non-vaxxers, like the way they act the fuck up, like literally throwing stuff and shit.
It's
like, wait. Give me a second. The way they act up in that particular situation is one thing. Could you imagine making these dumb fucking rednecks from Delaware? Where's that fucking place? Shit. I always forget where the fuck this motherfucker's from. Anyways, all those fucking dumbasses were just like, you know what? Here we go. I'm not going to say my cousin's fucking name, but this is what this asshole said to me. I said, why didn't you get vaccinated? He said, I need to do more research. My response was, motherfucker, you never finished a puzzle on the back of a goddamn cereal box. But you're going to do some goddamn research. Out of fucking nowhere. He got his GED with a 65. Fuck you. Like, how the fuck are you going to sit here in real life, yo dumb, ignorant ass, but all of a sudden you got to do some research. Tell me how the fuck
I gotta do
the whole, just get the whole fucking thing done. Get the shit done. I gotta do more fucking research.
I gotta go down.
With who? Louis Pasteur?
With who? With what? On Google?
Oh shit. Marcus got some people in the chat, dude. People in the chat. They're not having it. They're not having it.
I'm gonna let you know right
now.
I
said about Wilmington, though. I'm not gonna lie.
You fucked it up.
All right, here we go. We do have a TikTok on this topic, so I'm gonna go ahead and play it from a doctor.
On Delaware?
No, my Delaware.
There's a Delaware TikTok?
Dude,
it's just Delaware TikTok.
I bet you that rabbit hole is interesting as fuck.
All right, I think Val sent this to us, so let's go with it.
From the ER, you should get vaccinated.
Oh, I see this.
Yes, of course, you can still get COVID-19 even if you're vaccinated. The same way you can still get pregnant if you use birth control, and the same way you can still die from a car accident if you use a seatbelt. But that doesn't mean you're not going to use the birth control or the seatbelt. The vaccine is not a cure, motherfuckers. It is a layer of protection. Up to 95%. 95% is not 100%. They've been telling you this since day one. You can still get COVID-19 even if you're vaccinated. We didn't kill the virus. It's still very much there. But the vaccine helps protect you from developing severe symptoms from the virus, so you don't die. It also reduces the risk of you spreading the virus, so other people don't die. Did you think about that? Of course not, you selfish fuck. There are people around the world who would give up their left nut for a vaccine shot, and you're worried that it's some government scheme to microchip and track you? They're tracking you through your phones, motherfuckers! Get your vaccine shots!
Another thing I've told
All
my
of
fucking
that.
cousins, you have a phone, a fucking Facebook account and Instagram, but all of a sudden you don't want nobody to track you and shit like that.
And to the people that are like, being tracked, guess what, motherfucker? You're not that fucking interesting.
Important. Nobody likes you
The
that much.
government does not give a flying shit what the fuck you're doing.
Marcus, can you?
Corporations, on the other hand, are all about what the fuck you got going on here. But 9 times out of 10, unless you're like talking some spicy shit about trying to overthrow some shit, Uncle Sam ain't paying attention to you, bro.
Even then,
Like,
they don't give a shit. Clearly, that happened on January.
yeah, January
fucking
6th
weed dealers.
proves that, like, you know, you fucking
They don't
wild.
care.
You
They
get
don't
pretty
give a
wild
fuck.
depending on your. You can get pretty wild. You know what I'm saying? Before the government decides to like come after you. So
Right.
yeah,
Right,
Marcus, can
it's
you?
not like
can you
buying
share- I'm
some
sorry,
weed
real
from
quick.
somebody. Good.
Can you share the link to that TikTok? Derek would like to share it himself as well.
oh, that's all.
Well,
I
that's
follow that guy. I was
That's
talking to him.
That is so much.
all.
Marcus,
Oh shit!
tell us.
I just what?
You got to tell us how your week is, and then we got to bring Nick on.
Well, my week sucked. I didn't do anything. I slept. Let's
Okay,
go.
That sounds great.
good talk.
I wish I had slept. I did not.
Cool.
I took
All right.
I took some naps.
I took a lot of naps. I
I
mean,
lived the life of the nap.
I felt like my nighttime sleep was also a nap.
Yeah.
You ever look down at your
3 or
phone?
4 hour naps.
You ever look down at your phone and catch one of them like news messages? We all have iPhones except for Marcus's dumbass.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I don't either.
no. Yeah, we're 50-50 split here.
Yep.
Oh man, so there's 2 dumbasses. Cool.
Mhm.
United Airlines evacuates plane ready for takeoff after multiple passengers received an ominous text message.
Define ominous. Like
I didn't read the whole fucking article; it just popped up on my phone. This shit just keeps happening. It'd be something
Well,
so
read it.
good, and then I'll read it. And the ominous text message will be like,
I
"Fuck
see
you."
you.
you've just been
That's what
fished.
Right, some shit my dad would send me. Like, just
Something about like that my grandma sends me about like the holy Jesus and stuff.
oh lord.
you asked for it, Derek.
A
Teenager sent a picture of an airsoft gun through airdrop, and it went to a bunch of fucking people on the flight, and they made everyone get off the fucking flight.
What?
He sent a picture of what?
An airsoft gun, an airdrop to everyone who had an iPhone on a plane.
Oh my god, dude! Sorry, I don't know why, but I was just like, what if it was like a dick pic? What if he just airdropped a dick pic to everyone on the fucking plane?
So
When I
explain
was
that.
working at Wonderland, and we had the iPad fucking screens. People would send us dick pics all the
So
fucking
to all
time.
you
Like,
non-iPhone people,
Thank you, Boo.
for all you non-iPhone people, there's a thing with the iPhone called an airdrop where you could literally take something that you want to share with somebody and you could your phone will read and detect every other iPhone in the vicinity, and you will have the option to airdrop it to anybody who pops up on the airdrop list. So, I mean, you literally could send shit to a total fucking stranger that's at the opposite end of the bar, just because they got an iPhone. So,
That sounds horrible.
oh, sorry, yeah, with what Megan said, yeah, if you have your contact restrictions turned off, which most people do because they don't think that deep. They don't think that far.
So like that seems kind of culty.
It seems kind of culty.
I mean, just
I
like
don't know.
you
Having
can
a
like
having
do
a
all that stuff.
having
like-
a phone that the government can crack at a whim. That seems kind of culty. Like,
I mean, wow.
I love my privacy, and Apple was like, guess what, government, you can have you could run backwards through a whole field of these before we let you into a fucking iPhone. So shout out to the Apple people.
I will give them props on that. I did appreciate them telling the government to go fuck themselves.
Yep.
Aaron.
Oh damn, you're right. You know. You're right. No, this is never am I ever endorsing sending dick pics. All right, like let me rephrase that. Never am I ever endorsing sending unsolicited dick pics.
They're still ugly, even if they are.
Oh,
solicited.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with you there. Not my cup of tea.
I mean,
Not my flavor of Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying?
it's kind of salty, probably.
Marcus.
All right,
Grapefruit.
on that,
Grapefruit.
on that.
Grapefruit.
Whoa. On that note,
Let's bring in my great friend, not you. I didn't bring you on. Jamie popped back in. Nick Moorland.
Marcus.
Oh, Marcus.
Hey, welcome
Hello,
to
Nick.
Greetings. How we doing? How's everyone
We're doing
tonight?
good. Just talking about dick pics here on this side.
Wait, what was the eggplant called again?
Aubergine.
What?
Aubergine.
Aubergine. Yo, the French got some weird ass words. Like the French word for squirrel is like super fucked up. It's like something like that. Marcus, Bing that shit. Bing the French word for squirrel. And
What's the timestamp on that? 33:15.
33:15. Yeah, dude,
I gotta take my glasses off for this shit.
Yeah, the French word for squirrel is wild. I don't even.
Aaron speaks French. Aaron, what is the French word for squirrel?
We can't hear him. I just want to hear Marcus try to butcher it.
No,
I
want
am
she'll
totally
type it out.
butchered. Oh no!
Right? I'm just waiting for Marcus to go. That's it.
Right. So, anyways, Nick, welcome to the show. For those of you who do not know, Nick is an extremely talented photographer. From around the way, born at Providence Hospital, where my daughter, my honey badger Isabella, was born.
All right.
Yo, man, like that's DC as fuck, bro. Like Providence Hospital, dude, Northeast representing. So, how you been, man? Tell us what you've been up to. How's life post lockdown for you? How was life pre-lockdown? Like, give us a little saga.
Pre-lockdown, I don't think you could have a bigger kind of roller coaster than what I did, because I went on tour for 2 weeks with like an artist commune that was traveling in like 1970s highway passenger buses from like Waldorf, Maryland, all the way to Sedona in the desert with an original member of the Last Poets and a member of the Sierra Leone Refugee All-Stars. And it basically was like these kind of characters, and I basically got paid. Yep. That's David Nelson from the Last Poets, like an OG member, because they had a couple different groups of people that kind of made up the Last Poets over the years. I did that for 2 weeks, and that was from March 1st to like March 16th. So if you think about the time frame of like,
oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying, March 1st to March 16th, yeah. I was like in it, like on the road, like and in real time. I think it was shutting down as we were going further south. So
holy shit.
That's kind of what I was doing before. I was like, oh man, I got in the touring kind of circuit. I'm gonna start doing these crazy like documentary jobs where I can just travel and take photos and live on the road and do what I love and just capture stories. Like to like, oh my God, every gig I booked for the next like 3 months is gone. Coming back home and like thinking what I'm gonna do, which kind of turned into me like live streaming. And then I kind of got into the live stream world during COVID. I put on like 15 live stream concerts inside of a record shop on Kennedy Street. Try to have it kind of reflect the music of DC. So we had jazz, funk, go-go, even dudes from Ecuador, Bolivia.
I know that cat on the keys.
Oh yeah.
That guy. He jams with Monday.
The Hondo or Quezzy?
Quezzy. And
okay.
But the Hondo gets down with I mean, the Hondo's like
he gets down with everybody.
He's a member of the Mighty Trouble Threat, along with like a million other bands. Like,
Is he really?
No way.
He played the show with DC.
There he is.
Here's a funny story about the Hondo, and I know Jamie mentioned the Wonderland. I played in a band with the Hondo, and we played the Wonderland every Monday for over a year upstairs. The Hondo was holding down the bass, and I was playing guitar in that group. So it's a little DC kind of small circle.
He's like the best. He's one of the best hired guns out there, man. Like, we needed a keyboard player, and he was like, "I got you."
So is
he
officially in any band, or does he just play with every band in DC?
He's the type of
Nomad keyboardist.
Huh?
Go ahead, Nick.
No, I was like, just Nomad style keyboardist.
I mean, he plays guitar, bass, keyboards, drums.
I'm not hating. That's dope as shit.
Like,
yeah.
He does it all. He does it all. Like,
You shake his hand, it's like a crocodile, man.
I was getting ready.
I'd be curious to know what instrument he doesn't play. You know, like, what don't you play to Hondo? Like, he about that life.
Yeah,
with his money.
So wait, what was the record shop you said?
So it's called HR Records, and I don't work there anymore. The jobs kind of came back once the restrictions kind of eased up. So now I'm back on the full time. Look at his eye, man. I love that face, dude. This guy was like curling his lips up and like kind of twitching and going in these crazy kind of contortions when he was playing. And he was kind of like in ecstasy, like he was having so much fun.
Like a full body drummer.
Yeah, but he had this hat on, and I just wanted to get his eye, and it took me so long to get his eye in the shot. So,
how many damn pictures did you take to get that eye?
I mean, maybe 20. I mean,
that's not
bad. But yeah, like, so the record shop, we got a sponsorship by like Verizon, and all this equipment showed up, soundboard, lights, everything, and then the owner was like, "Hey, let's do some live stream concerts in here," and that's how it started. And then since I was kind of connected in the music world, I had people there. You know, Friday nights was normally nights that they'd be gigging. Everything was shut down, so now all these amazing bands were available, and they had nothing to do on Friday. So it was like a unique kind of window of time where I don't think you could do that now because all those guys are gigging. So it was like, and you know, a lot of them don't play for free. So it was kind of the perfect kind of storm to get this caliber of music in there, you know, out of the love of it on Friday night at like 9 to midnight. So
that's awesome.
And where were you streaming that from?
That was just on Instagram for the HR Records page.
Yeah.
But they had like a sponsorship with like WeBridge. I think it's like the Washington Informer, like WeBridge, like whatever that entity is, and basically gave them content too in exchange for the equipment. But it was kind of crazy because I'd work at the record shop, I get off on my shift, I would set up the mixing board, I would mic all the drum kits, all the instruments, I would do lighting, I would do the production and the photography. So it was kind of like an all hands on deck, like kind of project.
Yeah.
And that was for maybe 5 months, 4 months. So
I mean, that's pretty good. That's a pretty cool gig to have. I mean, to watch live music. At least you were out doing something on a Friday night.
Yeah.
While the rest of us were watching you on a Friday night.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping they can do another season. That basically.
Oh, they're gonna keep. That'd be really cool. I mean, I like the Tiny Desk concert. So anytime I see people doing this,
it reminded me a little bit of it.
It was called the Tiny Stage Concert, so it was a take on that. Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, like I feel like there's still space for the streaming concert to exist. In the post-lockdown world.
Yeah.
I think people are
they're okay with it. They understand.
They're accustomed to it now. Yeah.
Right.
I don't think Versus is going to let up. Like,
why would you?
Oh yeah, no.
It's
awesome.
fun as hell. I mean, watching Bobby Brown and Keith Sweat had me on the fucking floor, like nonstop. And the fact that Bobby Brown had to go to Keith Sweat and say, "Hey, are you all right?" Like, that's the real shit. Like, "Are you all right?" Like,
Boo, where'd you get that shirt from? Aaron wants to know.
700 years ago. Random closet, random girl.
No, what? I ordered it online and it shrank, and so I cut the sleeves off because that's what fat people do. When things get tight, we cut it up. We cut it up. We cut.
So again, so Erin is a paramedic, so she's all about the medical stuff.
The anatomy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I was supposed to do this before we brought Nick on. Let me take a moment real quick to hit you guys with all the dirty details. If you are watching, listening, please take this opportunity to share with all of your peoples who you think may enjoy this show. On Facebook and Instagram, we're the District of Misfits Show. On Twitter, we are at DC Misfits. You can also go to our YouTube channel to rewatch this episode as well as previous episodes and other podcast content created by District Dogface Studios.
And Nick is on that YouTube channel on a couple extra shows from the DC as Fuck show from the wonderful, fantastic, One Love Massive T
Back
Street.
in the day. Back in the day.
Yes.
Back in the day.
And on Twitch, we're District of Misfits. And you can go to CrushingDC.com and purchase some gear and help us out there. The struggle to update our shop continues. We'll keep you abreast
we're doing it.
of the situation. And if you want to be a guest on this show or interested in creating a podcast of your own, you can reach out to us at the District of Misfits Show at gmail.com. And on a whole nother note, real quick, I'm going to wrap this up. We're this close to being able to monetize what we're doing. So every time you watch an episode of the District of Misfits Show, you are helping us get that much closer to our goal. We're a few hundred viewing hours away from being able to make some money off of doing this.
And once I get Jamie over here, we'll do this.
Yeah.
Oh,
and eventually.
Hold on. That being said, I ordered a 10x6 inflatable pool.
For your backyard in Mount Rainier.
That's almost as big as our studio.
That's our studio. How much ranch is it going to take to fill that up? I have a Costco membership.
Can we?
So do I.
I do too. But I don't think they sell them in buckets. That's the problem.
Yeah, they do.
Where do they sell a drum?
No, I lied. They don't.
Marcus,
We'd have to go to Restaurant Depot.
We got to bing that shit. We need to figure out where we can get a 55-gallon drum of ranch.
Okay, before I do that, this is how you say squirrel in French.
Écureuil.
It's brutal.
Écureuil.
It is brutal. Here, hold up. Actually,
Marcus, can you pull up the bingo card? Pull up the bingo card so we can.
All right, hold on. Let me get back there. I have to.
It's not as crazy in Spanish. In Spanish, it's just ardilla, like ARDILLA, like ardilla. That's squirrel. So
that's squirrel.
It's not, it's not as intense as the French.
The French just. Because that sound, it's that sound too. It's not just. Oh shit!
It does exist.
Fancy, yo.
I mean, the best is that the gay was like, "Oh, I just did this real quick at work. It might not be that great." What?
Why have we
so
mentioned
much
what?
better than I'd ever anticipated.
We need a link.
Can someone read these? Someone has to read this to the world because I saw a couple. I was like, "All right, bitch, let's just." All
right, hold on.
Pull it back up for a second, Marcus, and leave it up for a few minutes.
Oh, and hold on.
Hello.
Let's come back to this. I want to keep it going with Nick. So you're doing the tiny stage concerts at HR Records, and then that passed. You said basically the lockdown ended, the job started coming back, things sort of kind of switched up. So what was the next step for you?
So let me tell you something about DC right here. So I was sitting there photographing tacos on 14th Street. I meet this guy, Ricardo, from Paraguay, right? He has a video production company. I started up a conversation with him. I started working with him that week. Like a couple weeks later, I get the keys to the 7,000 square foot warehouse in Fort Totten, which has become my new studio, and it's an event space as well. So I met this guy on the complete random, joined his team, and now man, that's like a playground. It's like a photographer's dream in there. It's got that gritty like 1980s wood paneling.
Oh yeah,
Love
all
it.
right.
Like
We
you're in
still
the
have
basement.
that in my basement
Yep,
at my
yep,
parents' house.
Yep, you know, like it's got the kind of cracked, you know, floor tiles in there. And then it used to be like a school at one point. So this room was like filled with like ponies and like clowns and baseballs and stuff like that. So
Clowns.
they had to,
Clowns, Jamie. Clowns.
David's face when you said clowns, dude.
It wasn't the clowns. It was just like a fucking scene out of Silent Hill that he just described. He was like, it's kind of cool, but you know, there's like baseball, horses, Pennywise, like just all the stuff in the entire. But I'm sitting there like, you know, when the sun goes down in that building, fuck that shit. Like,
Your eyes got so big, dude. Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
yeah, but I mean, you know, so I don't know if you remember like the old KFC Taco Bell at South Dakota and Riggs.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a Chick-fil-A now, but right to the left of that, right, there's a like a strip mall.
Yeah.
It's got like Troca Insurance and some random stuff. It's the whole second floor of that strip mall is the warehouse.
Oh, so I used to live in North Michigan Park, like right there on
Yep, right down the street. Yep.
11th in South Dakota. So I know exactly what you're talking about. That's dope.
Yeah, and it's kind of like you know, I shot a couple album covers in there. Actually, this guy Grindstone, he wanted like a chalkboard and like an old school like kind of setup, and he just walked into a room and they still had. Yep, so that's
we know Derek.
So that's the wood paneling in there.
Oh, nice.
So I've actually been using the wood paneling, and there's like cracked floor tiles, and then it has like a little breakout box, the circuit breaker box, and they picked up like 20 couches and furniture for free from around the city. So we're basically like building little sets, like little movie sets, and filming music videos or doing like fashion or like album covers, and just setting them up. And then in the other room is like murals upon murals upon murals. Like it's just covered in graffiti. And then there's like giant classrooms. And then this dude, Black Egyptian is his name. He's been doing raves in there. But those are going to be over soon. I'm trying to bring some music. I'm trying to bring the funk, the soul, and the jazz in there. So,
You know, honestly, I think this sounds like it might be an ideal location for maybe a
That's
podcast
right.
A podcast?
episode. You know,
Perhaps
once
a little
we
collaboration.
need to get, we need to get this show back out on the road. Like,
Yeah, I mean, let's
we've been
do
doing
it.
this out of necessity, but we've all been itching to take it back to
I got the keys, man.
the original format of us out blazing the trails and stuff.
Oh,
And
man.
yeah, get it. Talk about this. Tell us about this. I gotta
All
let
right.
let Petey out, so check that off on your bingo card. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Does that give you bingo, Megan?
Yeah. So, so the bus. So the way that came about, which I never thought, that my photography would be on a bus. I guess when you grow up in the DC area, it's kind of like an idea you might have, like, oh man, that'd be awesome. I could get my photo or my work on the X2 or the 90 or like the L8 or the L2 or the B2 or any of the buses that I kind of grew up taking. And Grindstone hits me up. He's like, hey man, I got a hotel room. You available tomorrow morning like 8? I was like, yeah. He's like, all right, good. We're going to take photos for the Metro bus. And then Pinky, is in the room. That room is so small. Like I could fit one light in there. It was like,
yeah, it is fucking small.
Completely
Shit.
tiny. So I was like, yo, you got to put the chair on the bed
What
because
hotel is this?
it's in Southwest. It's kind of near like the waterfront, like the wharf, but it's like
Anthem and all that shit.
yeah, but I forget the name, but Grindstone, he's hip to the hotel deals. If something's not booked by a certain time, the room is like $50 or like $20. So it was like a crazy deal. And then we got the room, and then I haven't seen Pinky in a while, but her grandmother actually used to live across the street from me when I lived in Trinidad, and I actually performed with her at the Wonderland Ballroom like 9 years ago, almost 10 years ago. She came through when we were playing, and she came up on stage and just rocked like kind of off the head, kind of spontaneous, kind of hip hop and some singing over like some funk and Latin kind of hip hop instrumentals we're doing. So
I imagine Pinky over you guys. That would have been pretty fucking fire.
Yeah.
That's
So
fucking, yeah.
It was nice, So it kind of came full circle. It's like, Grindstone and people like Pinky were people that I was like meeting when I was first getting started on my journey, and it's awesome now to come full circle and now to have like them be like involved in one of the peak kind of moments. I think,
Right.
in terms of what I've been doing the past, 5-6 years. So it's really interesting how people from your past, re-enter your life at a different phase, and then
Right.
like the work that you do together. So
it's like we were talking about him earlier, Nick. Like, we were there at one of Mass's very first somewhat studio in the basement of Molly's house. You, me,
That's
and
right.
Deontay, and doing the box cutter thing there. And, then we moved over to the T Street location, and we were all fresh. And then, like you're saying, Grindstone, Pinky, all of them were there at the beginning. Like, Fleetwood, like, Dior, and like everybody was there in the beginning. And it's funny. Malik, yeah, right. And then, shit, we can probably name people for days because like you and I were talking about it, and it's crazy because we're going back and now we're re-interviewing, and like the first time I saw Dior after like 4 years, she's like, "Oh shit, I haven't seen you since T Street," and she's been on a bunch of times with us, so it's nice for me pulling people back in to interview the people that we were super close with, either on H Street 8 years ago or fucking 6 years ago at T Street. And so it's good. Yeah, good.
And it all started on Mount Olive Road at Denny's. We had a meeting at Denny's in Trinidad on Mount Olive Road.
Denny's on Bladensburg?
Yeah.
Right.
That's where it started.
I feel like I've heard this story.
I brought a briefcase to the meeting.
You did bring a briefcase to the meeting.
I brought a metal briefcase to the meeting.
Oh, shit.
With a notebook inside
This
of it.
motherfucker selling rocks.
Oh, my God.
Was the briefcase handcuffed to your wrist? Because that's the fucking nth level.
It wasn't, but it was
should have been
of that caliber. It was of that caliber. It was
Gotcha.
of that style.
We had a business plan. I mean, we just did the whole thing. Like, and we didn't know anything about the live stream.
That's right.
That's right. Years ago.
Got Grand Slam and a business plan. You know what I'm saying? That's the Denny's that like you would go into, and someone would like bring in their own boombox and be blasting music on like a battery powered boombox at the table at like 8 in the morning.
Like you could be there and a dance party or a brawl could break out at any given time.
I've never seen a
You could be some like all of a sudden it'd be motherfuckers twerking on tables and shit, and then somebody's throwing a chair. Like
it's like the IHOP in Riverdale,
Oh,
I hit a note. I hit a note right there. I hit a note.
Whoa!
Shout out to Cotton City.
I have fucked several people up in there. Like,
first of all, that's hilarious, and second of all, Amazon, do better.
Right? Fucking Amazon.
Do better.
Third of all, Jamie, were you just
drinking?
Were you drinking Capri Sun?
I was drinking Kool-Aid.
Oh, the Jammers. The Jammers.
Kool-Aid Jammers.
I went to Costco today and I got I got 65 of them at Costco for a whopping $4.
What?
65?
You gotta be.
I'm not gonna lie to you. They're supposed to be for my son, but I smoke weed.
So you better be careful, Jamie. You don't want to get the sugars. Drinking all that.
If I ain't got the sugar yet, shit. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. The fucked up part about when I first got them in the house, they were still hot, and I drank one real quick, and he looked at me funny. I'm like, "What's up?" And he was like, "But those are for me." And I'm like, "See, the only thing you know is money exists and Daddy got it. Fuck you, kid." Like,
wait,
you
drank a hot juice box?
Oof.
Fuck it.
A juice bag. It's a juice bag.
Juice pouch.
Not a juice.
More like,
pouch.
Juice box.
The thing about pre-made Kool-Aid though is that like it don't taste like the one that you make in the crib, like the one where you put like all the ass whooping sugar amount in it, and then you put the Kool-Aid in, and like it don't taste like that. It tastes like, I feel like this is how Kool-Aid was supposed to be made, and then they let black people on. And it was
we all remember the first time we went to our white friend's house for Kool-Aid.
They had Crystal Light. They had pink lemonade.
No.
Lemonade, Crystal Light.
Or Country Time.
Country Time. I had the pink lemonade, not the regular. The pink lemonade.
Country Time pink lemonade is the word. That is the word. But you still gotta add sugar to that shit. Fuck all that noise.
But it's better than Tang.
Get in on
It's
this.
What's the word
Tang.
on Tang?
Tang, yes.
I do fuck with Tang.
Are you aware of every
Yeah.
flavor of Tang? Do you know there's like 15 flavors? Like,
No.
like when I
You're
was,
a fucking liar.
No,
There's
there's more than
only
that.
I thought
the
they just had this shit for the
Only the
astronauts.
orange, that's it.
No,
there were so many flavors of Tang. Like,
Nope.
you know, like I was
Nick,
and
you
know,
know,
it's just-
going to like the Central America countries.
yeah,
When I went to Mexico, there was like
that's where
30
the Tang went. That's where
30
the Tang went.
30
That's
different
where
flavors.
they're experimenting
That's
with all
where
the
the
flavors of
Tang-
Tang.
I mean, they had like cola flavor and like every
Yeah,
They
fucking.
done did the damn Tuskegee
Yeah, dude.
experiments in Mexico with Tang.
I mean,
yeah.
So
A
when
rainbow of Tang.
when I was working, when I was AGM at Satellite
There's a real
Room,
good dick joke in there.
we did Tang mimosas.
Oh boy,
We would do mimosas with Tang. People were like, "You're fucking sick," and I was like, "Yeah, you say that, but let me make you
But
one."
try it.
Like, I'll raise some eyebrows,
So,
dude. Like, and
we only
also
allowed
did
to
it
do
as a
this shit.
special during Wu Tang Wednesdays. You get a Tang.
I remember
Wu-Tang
those
mimosa.
days. I
A
remember
Tang
those
mimosa.
days. I came through a few times.
So we're only allowed to do this shit twice a year at Looking Glass. So it's like it's either the Incredible Hulk and we have Thug Passion.
Oh no!
Now the wild shit is you get
You can
these
have one and then
22
you have to
years
leave.
olds who ain't never had a Thug Passion before, that Alizé and that good old fashioned Wyclef champagne. Might throw some Hennessy on that shit because we see evil motherfuckers and shit like that. Came in the following brunch and was like, "Hey, what were those mimosas you guys were making last week?" And I was like, "Excuse me, bitch." She's like, "What mimosas?" She was like, "The orange stuff with the champagne." She's like, "I've never been so fucked up in my life." I was like, "Bitch, you was in here drinking Thug Passion?" No, like we can't.
Drinking
No,
Thug
like,
Passions
it's
and then
crazy.
out in the streets choosing violence.
Bruh,
It's
cut.
like basically.
Just having
So-
a whole on. Could you imagine her breaking up with her boyfriend drunk off Thug Passion?
You mean that when she just punched him in
Just-
the face?
Just a white girl drunk off Thug Passion doing anything that can fucking happen in their lives? It sounds fucking
I mean,
awful.
look,
I'm gonna start
Thug
giving white
Passion-
bitches Thug Passion.
Thug Passion.
Somebody
no,
gotta
stop,
go to jail.
Stop. Stop. It's the thing. It's on the list with the LITs. Incredible Hulks, Thug Passions, LITs. If you've had more than two, I'm sorry. I can no longer serve you. I can no longer, as a responsible bartender, a member of society, give you any more of this. You have to switch up your shit, or you need to pay your tab and go.
What about that blue motorcycle?
Your key word was
Blue
responsible.
motorcycle. A blue
Same.
motorcycle.
That's
A
the
blue
same
motorcycle
thing.
is just a LIT with blue curacao instead of
That's
triple
right.
sec and Sprite
So-
instead of Coke.
I just learned like a few months ago, maybe
Gotta
like
go.
6 or 7 months ago, that in other parts.
Whoa, shit.
There it is. There it is.
So
God.
there's
There it
30.
is.
There's
That's
30.
cocaine.
There's 38
cocaine.
flavors of Tang. 38 flavors.
That's cocaine.
Wow.
It's kind of like when you realize like how many flavors of Black and Miles there actually are. Like when you look at the whole spectrum, there's like
There's only wood tip wine.
So, but wait.
Oh.
So real quick, I just found out recently, probably about 6 months ago, that in other parts of this country, the blue motorcycle is also known as the adios motherfucker.
Is that right?
Yeah, like in
Dude, I used to-
Texas.
I used to
In,
make
like, Midwest?
dirty bong waters. You ever make dirty bong waters?
No.
Yes.
A dirty
With
bong
Midori?
water.
Gross.
A dirty no, it's a LIT with instead of again substitute the blue curacao and Coke.
What?
So it looks like it
Oh,
looks
so it
all
looks like bong water. Yeah,
it looks all dirty bong water.
That's nasty.
Right.
Yeah.
Get it. Here's your drink. Get the fuck out of my bar. Like that's literally the type of shit you got to give a motherfucker their shit and send them on their way and try to discourage them from.
I was shocked actually.
I know I've told you
yesterday,
guys.
I had a guy who ordered 3 Long Island iced teas, and I gave him the like fucking hairy eyeball. I was like, "You want a third one?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'll have one." And he actually was very composed, tipped like probably like 40%, and was like, when he left, he's like, "Bye," and he just.
And you know what he did? And you know what he did?
That
You know what
man
he did?
walked
He got
out
in
in
his
traffic.
car.
That man went outside and ran the fade with traffic.
Whoa, thank you. He was driving
That
on the
man
sidewalk.
got in his car.
He was driving on the sidewalk and throwing up in his lap uncontrollably. Ran a school bus full of kids off the road. Shit, dude.
Right.
Like,
I mean, I think he was.
GTA.
Yeah, I think he went to the Arboretum and ate a deer. Just,
Right.
he caught it with his bare hands.
No.
You chupacabra that bitch.
I ever tell y'all ever been to Philly? Got the Strong Island?
Yes.
I feel like I've had
No.
to told you guys about this before.
What is
No,
this?
all right, so
Strong
Long
Island?
I don't even think they. I know it was illegal when I was getting them and shit. So what they do is they replace the vodka with Everclear. They give you Navy grade gin.
Is that even legal?
151 rum and whatever fucking tequila, and they mix it up. Now, mind you, here's the rule: once you order this, you have to pay your tab immediately, and when the drink is over, you gotta get the fuck out.
Yes,
Like
I've
literally,
heard.
like the bartender will be like, "Yup, that no more conversation. You can't
She's
piss.
standing there. She's
You can't
standing
do
there.
nothing. You gotta get the fuck out."
You gotta sign a waiver.
No talking or walking.
And when she
Like-
when she hands it to you, she presses 9-1 and then she just waits.
Right, just wait.
See
There's
how
no
this
safe
fucking
words. No
shit
safe
plays
Just
out.
wait.
But for Jamie,
Uh,
I have a TikTok about Philadelphia.
Do
For
it.
you, just for you, Jamie.
I'm listening.
Regional food that you love that you will not eat anywhere else.
Being from Philly, there's only one answer. I don't know why you other places can't get it right. How do y'all fuck up a cheesesteak? I've seen some weird variations of this shit. The weirdest one has to be an actual steak with cheese on it. What? But then I've been other places where they offer a cheesesteak, and it's like a loose meat sandwich, and it's not the same thing. And if you ever come to Philadelphia, don't you dare go to no Pat's, no Geno's, or no touristy shit for your cheesesteaks.
Ever fucking do it.
Max's for cheesesteaks, Ishkabibbles for chicken cheesesteaks, and any other poppy store in the hood for third place. And to all other places that's not Philadelphia, stop serving cheesesteaks. You're not doing it right, and it's insulting to my hometown food. It's disgusting.
He's not wrong, dude. He's not wrong. I'm more of a hoagie man myself, but like, you know.
I like a muffaletta.
Yo.
That's New Orleans though. Also, the muffaletta is a little bit too greasy for me. I'm not really a big fan.
I don't like the I'm not an olive guy.
I'm a
Can't
No, I
fuck
like the
with
hoagie with the
man.
oil and vinegar
What's-
dripping down my arm while I'm fucking trying
Hell
to
yeah.
that bitch.
Hell
That's how you
yeah.
know it's good, dude.
Speaking of that, I haven't had a Google Terry's fucking sub in a while.
Oh shit! Yeah, we need to go
Are they
there.
still open? Did they survive?
They got new ownership actually, and you
Where's
they-
that joint?
And
across.
like near Union Market, like
Oh,
Ivy City.
the old school place that used to be across from the 24-hour subway that they
Yes,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
left
yeah.
the facade. The subway that used to be a little tavern.
Yes, in the
Yep,
little.
yep.
They left the facade and it built this ugly ass condo all around it and shit.
I got
Yeah.
kicked out. I got kicked out of that subway one day.
Dude,
One
I
night.
used to watch
After a night at 8th Street.
I used to watch the
how do you
homies
get kicked out
bang
of,
on that fucking glass trying to fucking like it was weird. You had hood cats and Gallaudet students. It was just the
It was-
weirdest.
yeah.
I had a
weirdest
friend.
mix you've ever
I had a
ever
friend who
done.
got
Shout out to Teddy
arrested.
King.
I had a friend who got arrested at the Little Tavern in Georgetown.
Oh damn.
That don't sound hard.
Actually, I knew some people that got arrested at the little tavern in Wheaton. Like used to be next to next to Chuck Levin's. Like,
Oh,
That's
shit.
what they
Oh,
didn't
wow,
have,
wow.
man.
yeah, that
They
was
didn't have-
my
I
That was
love
my
those
time to
little
get behind the
taverns.
cop.
I was a huge fan. I mean, in college,
bag of
like,
burgers. Bag
we
of
used to
burgers.
go to the Little Tavern all the time.
I mean, and for those of you outside of the Beltway, like that was our White Castle.
yes.
Back in the day, Little Tavern was the DMV
And
equivalent
literally
of
a tiny little shed that
you
was
see that
probably
little
the,
green, that little
the
green
little the
roof.
size of our studio.
Oh yeah, you could fucking hit somebody with a chancla from one side of a fucking Little Tavern to another. There's no escape. That's a cage match. There's no getting out. Yo, shout out to Teddy King. Yo, and to Megan, I'm loving this bingo card thing. You got to scramble it so everybody gets a different one. We got to have like a couple different versions.
Yes.
But I like.
But I
this.
love that Megan almost says bingo.
Yeah.
Where we at?
Oh shit!
Oh, we had a Wu-Tang mention. You forgot to check that one.
Oh, we did? Yeah,
we?
yeah, we should. Yeah, we did. Because I talked about Wu-Tang mimosas.
Wu-Tang Wednesday.
Yeah. Right.
Dude. Oh,
I feel like it should be a
Where you
box.
from? It ain't DC. Yeah.
Should be a box for the X2. Anytime the X2 is mentioned.
Oh,
Wow,
yeah.
yeah.
So this bingo card is fresh, and this is like an ever-evolving process. So I don't see any reason why not. Like, you know, the X2 needs to be memorialized and held up at every opportunity. Like, it's
I had
a real
the worst
any
high experience
documentarian.
on the X2.
We talked about this a few months ago. Any documentarians out there, if y'all ever want to do some shit on the X2 bus line, please let me know. I will help out in any way that I can.
I mean, we are talking to one of
Like-
them that could do it.
Wait,
Like, it just
one mile.
needs-
1 mile.
What?
From
Just
Chinatown to
mile.
Southeast. That's all you need.
No,
1 mile.
no, sir.
That's
No,
all I'm
sir.
asking for.
No, sir. You
I
need
don't-
every.
I'm
you need
trying to keep
every
niggas safe.
You need
I want people to
every
get home.
layer, every
Hold
layer of this crazy onion of a bus line.
So
You need to go
I
in
got-
there. Yeah.
Who out here playing with your life?
No, I listen. Here's an
Only
idea.
the- X2, where only the strong survive. I think some
I
of
hear
the
we do.
documentaries
This
should
is
be
what we
called.
do. Boo. You, me, and Nick will do it. Do the whole line. Nick, bring your cameras. And I'm just
Well,
sitting there with popcorn.
Here's what we do. We go down by the White House, we get some tourists, and we give them the official tour, and we take them on the X2, and we bring our own microphone, and then we give them very local history about DC, like it happened on specific street corners in the
But
early
wrong.
90s.
This
Yeah.
crackhead right here, yo.
This the
Nick.
time on this corner here, I ran into my Uncle Ernest, and he was eating Burger King syrup packs straight out the pack and was trying to moonwalk his way to the meaning of life.
So, Nick,
I
what
was
was the
trying
name?
to figure out. Wait, you got to finish that story right though. You got to be like, I'm trying to figure out where he got it from because he was wearing a FUBU shirt. This was last week. You got to keep these stories going, bro. Got to keep the stories going.
So, Nick, what was the name of your and Deontay's tour that you created that you basically just said to us?
Oh, so we did like a tall boy tour, you know, where we would kind of like, we would start at party time, you know, over in Mount Rainier.
Yeah, dude.
right near our studio.
Yep. And then, you know, like we would walk, just depending, you know, there's a couple. I mean, like one of them would be from party time there all the way to all the way through Brookland, all the way through like past North Capitol, past like Upshur Street, all the way through down to Georgia, down to like Rock Creek Park. I mean, see like every little neighborhood, you know. So, I mean, it basically would just drink tall boys and go on long ass walks like through through the neighborhood. That was it. But
oh shit, yo, Lauren brought up fucking when Little Tavern became Golden House. It was
Golden
like
House.
Right.
It was a sub chicken seafood carryout, and I used to live in Silver Spring Towers, like a block away. And we were mad as shit when it wasn't Little Tavern anymore. Me and my friends were just like, man, this is some bullshit. But I tell you what, that was the first time I ever did you never forget your first box of chicken wings and fried rice.
Ooh.
And you could get 6 wings, fried rice for $5. We called it the white box of doom. Because you would eat this and then it would just put you down. And so that just became the fucking ritual. Yo, shout out to the white box, yo. And I mean, now it's just every carryout's got one. You know what I mean? It's just, but yeah, Golden House. That was the first.
Can I just say, you know how fat somebody is by the amount of wings they order? Because normal people be like, "Hey, let me get 4 wings and rice." I'll be like, "Yo, let me get 7 of them motherfuckers."
I have never been able to order less than 8
salt,
wings.
pepper, ketchup.
How do you not order less than 8?
I mean,
how do you not
all right
order
then and
8
there?
wings?
But I'm like, 4 wings. Why am I wasting my money?
4 wings is not enough.
I've never bought less than 7 wings at Ho Chi.
I mean, I've seen.
That's playing with your life.
I think some of the most wings I've seen consumed at one time out of the house, the old Chinatown bus. They got on the bus, it was around midnight, the one that they shut down. They used to go from Chinatown to New York.
Chinatown, yeah.
This dude comes in there about 15, 20 wings in his box, probably weighs about 400 pounds. He goes in the back, almost to where the bathroom is, lays across the entire aisle. So he's on seats on the left side, seats on the right side. So then anytime anyone had to go to the bathroom, they kind of had to hurdle over him. And then he was laying on his side, eating the wings on the side.
Chicken wings laying down
on the Chinatown bus.
That's a lifestyle choice, dude.
And then you just hear that.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Oh yeah. You know, because they never give you enough napkins. And the ones they give you go stick to your fingers and get all weird and shit anyway. So you know, you gotta.
I've definitely swallowed some napkin.
Oh yeah.
Hey Nick, do you remember recorded me eating Mambo wings for the Mambo Jam Fest we were gonna do?
I do. I have those on a hard drive somewhere. I think we were at Vendetta upstairs or something.
We were up top of Vendetta, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just the video of me like sitting there like
it's just your mouth for like 5 hours.
Just fucking straight up eating. You know how I hate you guys eating on there? I did this for a commercial.
Wait, did you just say Vendetta?
Yeah.
Yeah, when rest in peace, Joe England, when they decided to ruin the red and the black.
They killed him at that place. I mean, I worked there.
That was my I get off work and I see Babiak. He was my boy from back in the day, and I mean a lot of the homies, a lot of the Wilson like the Wilson kids I knew from back in high school ended up working there at some point.
The Palace of Wonders, red and the black synergy that was going on back then, man. And then you had Granville's right there, and then you had Sticky Rice, and then the Pug, like the early days of the 8th Street revitalization.
Yeah,
like that was a magical time, dude. Pre ride share, like if you could get a taxi. If you get a taxi home after work, you were on some next level shit.
We'll call it the Murray's days.
Oh, Murray's! I can't believe.
I love Murray's.
I was gonna say I can't believe it's a Whole Foods now, but given DC gentrification, check off your bingo box on that. Yeah, it's exactly what the fuck you would expect to happen to a Murray's Steaks.
Right.
In a microcosm.
Every time I walk or drive by, what's that place? The place on Georgia Avenue that used to be the Murray's.
Wait.
Why is everyone drawing a fucking blank on me right now with me? Shit. They were. What you call it? What's the damn place
now? It's condos.
No. We're talking about the restaurant, the fucking place that was it's like cat corner from Midlands. It's got like the big ass fucking like
Hook Hall,
like side Hook Hall. Yeah, every time.
I forgot about that.
That makes a lot of sense now.
Yo, I used
every
to live
time, and I'm just like,
I used to live on Lamont between Georgia and Sherman. I cannot believe that. I can't remember. I can't believe I didn't remember that.
I used to catch this one guy all the time. Like I would go by there, and if he wasn't there, I'd just be like, "Look, I ain't doing shit." But he'd be like, "Bruh, like, yo, toss me another 10. I'm just gonna charge you $10 for all this food and shit." So I was feeding all of fucking everybody at Howard off Murray.
I just remember getting a box of hamburger patties and having to beat those things on the counter mercilessly to get them to separate. And then when you peel the wax paper off, you like hoping and praying
like
that
ripping a little.
You can get it. Yeah, there's always little.
You never got the whole thing. You never got the whole thing.
Never got it all. We all got some Murray's wax paper floating around in us.
The first thing a crackhead in DC ever did tried to sell me 4 Murray's T-bone steaks, and like on like a 95-degree day in a fucking full tracksuit. Walked up on me, was like, he was like, "Big man, you like steak?" And went.
Big
like
man.
This. And I was like,
like cards.
You did not just give me a deck of T-bone steaks out your hot ass crack jacket.
That's right.
In August.
Yeah.
He tried it though. And if I was a little bit broke that week, I might have thought about it.
That means extra tender.
Yeah. I mean, I had a pretty good come up. I used to live like over by West Virginia and Mount Alba Street, and there was that little 24-hour market across from like Montello. And that place was like a flea market, like in the middle of the night. Like these dudes would have like a duffel bag, and you never knew what you're gonna find in there. One night I get off work, it's like 3 a.m. I walk back from Granville Moore's, trying to get a little snack. This dude's out there. He's like, "Hey man, when you come back outside, man, you should take a look what I got. I got some good stuff."
Marcus, stop. You're making me all emotional, dude. Stop.
Damn, man. Damn, I look in his bag.
Every time I see Murray's, I think about the smell of fucking. Remember the way the Safeway used to smell up Georgia by the Wendy's? Every time I see Murray's, that's the first thing that pops in my fucking mind.
The smell.
The smell.
Oh yeah. I was saying.
I'm sorry, Nick.
Yeah, it's all good. I came out of there and I took a look in his bag. This dude had like a $200 like chef knife set, like big chef knives, like huge ones, like nicer than the ones we even had in the kitchen at Granville's. And I was like, how much you want for it? And he's like, $20. I said, I only got 10. And I bought like $200 of knives for like $10. And he tried to put them in a plastic bag, and then they all just like went right through. So then I had to carry them home. I had to carry them home in the middle of the night, walking down, you know, Montella at 3 a.m, wearing a chef jacket, holding like 10 knives. Like people are looking at me like I'm crazy. They're like, what's up with this dude, man? Like
super serial killer.
You look like that shit saved your life. You look like somebody not to be fucked with. Because if I see a guy in a chef coat and 27 Ginsu knives, guess what? Today is not the day I'm gonna ask for a cigarette.
I mean, I tell you what, I used to wear a chocolate brown fur coat and carry a metal briefcase, just as a joke. Like when I would walk to work and like wear some sunglasses and some nice boots, and I would dress super clean and then have my little haircut, and people would be like, "Damn, dude."
Yeah, you can.
What's in that briefcase, man?
You could definitely get away with walking through Trinidad like that. It like if you flex it right, nobody will mess with you.
I mean, you fit it perfect. You fit it perfectly.
Nobody wants to know what's in that. You don't want to know what's
right.
in it.
Bitch, you don't have my sweet potatoes.
This could be Marcellus Wallace's soul in this motherfucker. You don't want to know what's in it.
Well, it's actually 6 flavors of Tang in my briefcase.
Oh, dude, we're gonna have to do some shit, man. Where can we find all these like magical flavors in America? Like, do I have to go to Mexico
Amazon.
to get? Do I have to go to Mexico
I don't
to get
know.
some cola flavors?
I feel like Amazon.
I feel like you get Amazon fuck out of everything.
Yeah.
I don't want to give that bastard any more of my money, but
Yeah, Marcus, add that.
That's
add
probably
that
the
to
only
the
place we'll
OnlyFans
get
shit.
it.
What, Tang?
Yeah, I will drink Tang in a thing of ranch while blowing up condom balloons.
oh Lord!
Oh,
Shout out to
yeah.
Angie and
YouTube
Joel
wave.
and Karen in the chat
Wait.
room.
Joel, I remember that guy in Georgetown who sold knives on the street in the
On the
90s.
street? Damn,
In the
That's-
90s.
it's gangster, man. Fuck.
Oh man.
Yo, what up, Chef? How you doing, dude? Good to see you. Yo, I love it. The chat room's on fire tonight.
Right?
Dude,
Good.
that's some action.
Fire and fuego.
And fuego.
Fuego.
So Nick, what you got planned for 2021? You got you got the studio in Fort Totten, and you said you want to bring in some music. What tell us a little bit more about that.
So it's kind of, this warehouse space just kind of came about in the past couple of weeks. So I'm kind of plugged in with a lot of the guys in the jazz scene, funk, soul, a little bit in the go-go scene. And I'm just trying to think, how to turn this space and to bring in like some of the best music that I really think like represents this area in there, and to establish it as a new space in the city. So I'm kind of working on that front. And then, I just moved into a new apartment. It's like 2 blocks from the zoo. Like the ceilings in here are like 15 feet tall. Like it's like the lobby level of like an old apartment. So my ceilings is the same level as the lobby. And the last guy that lived here was a photographer. So I'm converting my living space into a studio also. And then besides that, I'm just trying to, I'm getting a lot of gigs to kind of document concerts too. I'm finally getting like live events, a little bit of weddings. I'm not really a big wedding guy, but if I shoot one a month, that kind of is like the safe.
Hey, people get married and want to throw you money to take pictures of it, man. Like,
Do
you
it.
Yeah.
gotta get on that grind, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just in hustle mode. Like I'm taking every job that comes my way and just like slowly building up my business. I've been out of the restaurant industry. I've been full-time freelance for about 3 years now. So I'm just, when you first start a business, you gotta kind of go through the bumps and grinds, and until you establish yourself, and then you can, kind of develop the kind of lifestyle that you want, and not have to be, working like 7 days a week. So,
Nice.
yeah, that's all I'm trying to do, is trying to be prolific with my work and keep shooting and keep getting interesting characters and people. Hopefully putting on some good concerts, and then, just documenting the culture of the city. So,
Amazing.
Well, let's look at some of these pictures. Explain
Sure.
Explain some of your story here, your journey over the past few years.
That's one of
That's
my
a dope fucking picture.
that's one of my favorite artists. Thank you. That's Lee Scratch Perry at the now closed Rock and Roll Hotel. I took those in the crowd. This man's like one of the most prolific reggae artists of all time who's still living, and you know he's got to be up. It's got to be close to his 80s now. Still touring. So that's the last time that anyone will ever be able to take that photo of him at that venue. So it's kind of a cool moment.
Yeah, that's a dope picture right there, Nick.
Thank you. That's like when I came back from Central America. Like the first thing I did was just go and shoot concerts because there's a lot of music that I loved here that just wasn't there. So as soon as I came back, I got heavy on the reggae and like heavy in the soul and heavy in the funk and heavy in the go-go and just going out to as many shows as I could. And,
nice. Yeah, man. Rest in peace, Rock and Roll Hotel, which actually, when they closed before the pandemic.
Yeah.
I remember
that rooftop was my spot. That was my spot. The rooftop.
That was all. Yeah, that was a spot at each. That was great.
Yeah.
I mean, I got plenty more pictures here. Like I'm gonna just scale through a couple.
I love this one.
I love this picture.
This was the Abolish ICE, Keep Families Together protest in DC.
Oh wow!
I mean, it was so many people down there. I just gotten my new camera 2 days ago. I set up on a corner. They had the fire trucks that were just like spraying this mist in the air, and there were so many moments that were just like happening like so quickly. And I was just like, if I stay here for like an hour, I'm gonna get a shot because the scene was perfect. I just needed an action to happen within that space, like the water and the protesters all around, and then these kids were there. And I just like in a matter of like an hour, I got some of my best photos I think I've taken in terms of street photography. So that's what's cool about DC, you know, stuff like that pops off, and you know I can get down there in 10 minutes from where I live now. So
right, yeah, and I'm sure like over last summer too, you know, there was plenty of.
Yeah,
you know, if there was one thing last summer, if there's one thing, photographers are not short on subject matter.
Yeah,
at least in this area, you
know,
given the times, you know. So,
man,
I'm sure that's been. I'm sure you got a lot. You got a lot more. Marcus, there's some more. We got requests for more. Oh,
okay, awesome.
This is amazing.
That's another dope one.
Yeah, thank you. So that's
very American Horror Story.
That's the studio. That's the studio.
That's your new spot, right?
That's the warehouse, and that kind of was going on like the juxtaposition of the kind of self, the kind of personality we put out. Huh?
Sorry,
we can hear Jamie sucking through the pouch.
Listen to me suck, bitch.
Swole.
But yeah, it's kind of like the juxtaposition of like the self that we put on for social media versus like the reality of what's going on. So it's like if she takes that photo, maybe you just see like a little bit of her face and she's on the couch. You don't see she's in this dingy, abandoned, like nasty like place. So it's like you don't get the full picture. So
seems like a great place. Go ahead, sorry.
No, so I was saying like that was kind of one of the ideas. And also I've been shooting like a lot of fashion lately, trying to juxtapose grit with
oh, that's nice too. I like that.
I shot that one. Actually, I had a martial arts gi. So I did a series of people skateboarding wearing like a Taekwondo gi on that wall too. So, and then that's the other kind of fashion that I was shooting, and it's all in that one little area. It's like a little movie set. So this is like the kind of most recent stuff. Again, that's Grindstone. He was interesting because I shot 3 album covers for him. The other one, I had to set up a meeting with a pastor in the oldest black church in Petworth, and it was me, Grindstone, and Fleetwood. So imagine going to like meet a pastor to set up a photo shoot with like Fleetwood and Grindstone. So this was in the loft, no air conditioning, hot as shit, dude. It was so hot up there, and I basically had seen that room previously because I was shooting like some real estate on a separate gig, and I was like, yo, I gotta come back here. Like, I need to find a project to shoot in this space.
I love this picture.
I love this one here. This is awesome. Yeah.
I showed Grindstone the photo, and he's like, "Yo, that's gonna work perfect for this new album." So I called the pastor up. I'm like, "Hey, I'm trying to shoot in here. What's the deal?" And I actually asked him if I could bring a pew from the church, and he's like, "Oh, no, you can't bring a pew up there." So my original idea is I wanted to set up a pew, and I wanted to set up, kind of like more of a scene there. But since he didn't let me do it, you know what I'm saying? We had a piano in there, and that kind of became the centerpiece. And they're renovating that room, so within next year, that room's going to be polished, brand new. All that grit is going to be gone, and that photo can never be taken again. So, I try to.
I mean, it works with the piano. I feel like the essence of it was really.
Thank you, Megan. Thank you. Yeah.
Nice, man. Nice.
So we got Then you also, as long as I know, you've always done like musicians.
That's a singer. That was a singer of
in their
Belladonna.
element.
I'm sorry, who?
That's Danny from Belladonna.
Oh, okay. Oh man, yeah.
I had her in the studio. We had this idea to do this kind of retro, kind of glam.
That's awesome.
Shots, but with like smoke. That's like atmospheric smoke in a can. And then that was another album cover. Like literally, go ahead. Sorry.
It's got glam / like Nina Simone energy.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Yep, that's
very, very smooth, very sleek. Like, and
thank you.
Like with a little bit of noir like interwoven in. I love that, man. It was beautiful.
I love that smoky jazz blue note
that's
kind of
great,
photography.
man.
Like that's kind of like these album cover shoots are great because it's not like I'm taking a headshot. It's like you get to like really work on a concept and be creative, and you have more space to like be more experimental. And this shot here, this was election day. Election day in front of the Supreme Court, like right before the idiots came in.
Yeah.
Came to town.
What band is this?
So the guy playing saxophone, his name is Herb Scott. He's the leader of the Capitol Hill Jazz Foundation, along with Aaron Myers. And it's a foundation where they're trying to keep jazz alive in DC public schools, and they're trying to take care of the older OG musicians who are, later in life having, some tough times, like trying to help them with housing and help them with, some rent assistance, and trying to get people to support political candidates that are going to protect the venues in DC and protect the legacy of music here. And actually won a contest for Exposed DC, and it was on display in Mount Pleasant outside the Lost Origins Gallery for 4 weeks. But that was just, it was a concert. I got the call, and all those guys that were in that photo were like some of the top jazz musicians in the city. And yeah, the guy, what's funny is the guy that's sitting there, Colin Chambers, the keyboard player, he's got his mask on and he's just staring. The goddamn generator didn't work. So he got all set up to play, and then he had no power. So he couldn't play, but because he's sitting there and he's wearing the mask, like it kind of like, I feel like it's kind of like a timeless image, like with everything that we went through, like the significance of this location and that moment in time, like, this will be something that like, I could be telling my, I don't know if I have kids, but if I did, like my grandkids, oh man, this was the Supreme Court before the insurrection and during COVID, and so it's kind of like a just a unique moment in history.
Yeah, and I love the contrast of him in the white suit.
Yeah,
oh, man.
Right.
Just really
was he
pops.
wearing?
It just really
Are those
pops,
white Air Force Ones?
That's right.
Good eye, Jamie.
That's a DC cat. That's a DC cat, man. He lives right off North Capitol Street, man. So he's
amazing.
He's putting his flair on there.
Right on. All right, so we're at the 90-minute mark. So I want to take this opportunity once again, do our call to action to everyone in the chat room. We love you. We appreciate y'all being here. Y'all really do make this show so much better. I cannot say it enough. I cannot emphasize it enough. Every week it gets better and better and better. and it's all because of you guys. And so please do us a favor, like this show, share this show on all your platforms. If you Facebook, Instagram, District of Misfits Show, Twitter at DC Misfits, go to our YouTube channel. And if you missed the first part of this episode, you can go back and rewatch it tomorrow. And again, every time you watch an episode of this show, it's viewing hours that will help us be able to monetize what we're doing. One more shitty bar shift that Val won't have to take. You know, and also you can check out other content created by the District Dogface Studios on Twitch. We are District of Misfits, and you can go to CrushingDC.com, purchase some gear, support us that way. It's a lovely DC as fuck shirt that Marcus is rocking. And
yes, please, Megan, watch the YouTube.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you something. Here's how you can help us game the system. You don't necessarily need to actually watch the show. You could just hit play. Go to our channel, hit play all, and just walk away. You can go to bed. Hit play all right before you go to bed. And 6 or 8 hours later, you will have done us a considerable favor. And yeah, help us game the system, but also like watch. There's
a lot of just watch this show.
The DC as fuck shows are ridiculous.
The throwback episodes of the DC as fuck show are phenomenal. Like
it says the origin. Yeah,
it's pure chaos. It's pure.
I don't know.
Chaos.
I don't even remember like my first few episodes. I don't recall what happened.
Nobody does. No. You came and drank with Marcus or Bradley at the T Street. And it was downhill from there. That's all I know.
And lastly, if you would like to be a guest on this show, if you have a cause or a business or something that you want to promote, or if you are interested in producing a podcast, we can help you with that. Reach out to us at the District of Misfits Show at gmail.com. And I can tell that we're in hour 2 because saying the District of Misfits Show at gmail.com was a lot harder than it should have been.
I'd like to give a shout out to the New Carrollton Foreman Mills for providing my apparel for the evening.
Foreman Mills! Dude, I rock the one over at Rhode Island Avenue, man, all the time. I'm telling you.
All right, so I got a few more pictures. I really like this one. I think everybody else is going to love the next couple ones as well.
Love that one.
So that's in the record shop. So what was cool about the record shop was, again, I had my own keys there, and they let me use it for photo shoots. And this guy Kenny, I've been working with him for a long time. He was working with incarcerated youth in Southeast. He was working at the Bald Eagle Rec Center, which has one of the best boxing gyms, I think, in the country. The Headbangers boxing gym, which is over in Eastover, and so he's been working a lot with like at-risk youth. Now he's involved in a community garden that just opened up in Southeast, and he also got my foot in the door for a documentary project with like a black-owned farm on the Eastern Shore, one of the few ones in that area still around. And this guy's like a master herbalist, like he knows all about, like rhodiola and adaptogenic herbs, and he's just like he's just a character, and he does music too. So he's been a buddy of mine. I played in a band with him. It was like a neo soul go-go band in my early 20s. He was on the mic, and I was the bass player. So I met him a long time ago, and then we reconnected.
What was the band?
It was called 10 Righteous Minds, but we didn't really get that big. We kind of just played like Queen Makeda's on 9th and U Street back in the day. We used to play in like the little Ethiopia, those clubs there a lot, but we never like went on tour or did anything big. It was like 8 people in that band. So bless you. I didn't hear you sneeze, but I saw you sneeze. So
I muted myself just in time. I was like, "Oh shit, I feel it coming on." Let me wait. I guess there's more. I love that. Yeah.
Yo, so same photo shoot, man. My dumbass, like was before I knew about the atmospheric smoke. I made the fire alarm go off, like, you know, like all the records in there, dude. Like the owner was like, "Yo, man, like, why do all my records smell like smoke? It smelled like smoke in that store for 2 weeks." And he's like, there's like cardboard on the records, man. Like people don't want to be spending $50 on a Miles Davis album, and it smells like
smoke.
Yeah.
Cleanse all the spirits, but now everybody's shit smells like sage. Like
great photo, but
you fucked up.
I fucked up, but we're all good now. You know, I did a few shoots after that, but yeah, that's all sage. That's all sage right there.
Oh Jesus, fucker.
So real quick, a little bit of fun fact.
Yep.
So you mentioned the boxing gym headbangers.
Yes.
Right. So I used to be involved in a boxing charity here in DC that did a boxing exchange. So it was an athletic and cultural exchange with amateur boxers in Northern Ireland, with boxing clubs here in DC, and Headbangers was one of the main clubs that we used to pull boxers from. Yeah. So we had a lot of kids who boxed from Headbangers Gym. We actually had the kids from Ireland. They trained. They did some training at Headbangers.
That's awesome.
Times every year.
We should get some of those guys on here.
Yeah. I mean, during COVID, the problem is that during COVID, they haven't, the past 2 years, they haven't been able to do it. But these guys are great. I mean, they've been around. I mean, I've lost count of the years. I think it would have been this year, probably about 13, 14 years that they've been doing it. Well, and it's great. And a lot of especially the boys here in DC, because in Ireland it's different. They're the UK kids in Northern Ireland. They're able to travel through the countries like as if they're going through states here in DC, right? And in Maryland and in America. So traveling to different countries is very different in Ireland than here in DC. And these boys and girls who boxed here in DC, some of them had never even left the DMV. For them to be able to go to different country, to different continent, and and experience this different culture, it was amazing for them. That's awesome. I'm just fortunate to have been able to be a part of that. But I've been to Headbangers multiple times. It's great. It's a great boxing club.
I love how DC's always been a breeding ground for boxing. Mm-hmm. People kind of sort of I don't think people really give it the attention that it deserves, but DC's got I can't sit here and spout off the names of a bunch of boxers, but I know that, I grew up in the generation of Sugar Ray.
Sugar Ray Leonard has a boxing gym. His club,
his son was in the mix,
involved in the charity as well.
Awesome. Yeah. But and just given the way that boxing has sort of also been overshadowed by MMA, it makes me appreciate it even more as a pure sport.
Right.
And the thing is that I don't mean to go off on this tangent, but I found, I'm not an avid boxing fan, right? But I became pretty attuned to it because I became involved in this charity, and I realized that there was a massive difference between amateur boxing and professional boxing. Professional boxing, they're just looking for the big knockout, right? That's what they look for. But amateur boxing is all about points. So these kids, especially the kids from Ireland, they boxed very differently. The style is very different than how the Americans are taught to box. And it was just so fascinating to watch all of this. Again, as a non-watcher of boxing, and I became pretty involved in it. I don't know. We should definitely have those guys on at some point.
All right. So,
quick shout out to David Murray in the chat. Appreciate you jumping in, homie. Yeah, Marcus, hit us with some.
Yeah. Right, so I see these pictures on your journey, and I know we briefly showed some on, but I want you to explain what the fuck you did on this bus and how you really
right.
Okay. So
explain these fucking pictures to me.
All right.
From the beginning.
All right, so basically this whole trip came about very last minute. There was another photographer that I had been assisting with while I was learning the craft. He couldn't take the job because he was too busy, and he recommended me. And I had never met this dude. I didn't know anything about these guys. I called him on the phone. I talked to him for 2 hours, and he's like, "Hey, are you free for travel on the road for 2 weeks? I'll pay you up front in cash. I'll pay for all your meals. I'll pay for all the housing, and then I'll fly you back home." I was like, "Okay." I met the dude. He paid me up front, and then my job was just to take photos in the film. And he started the Fogel Brothers food truck, which became super successful. This was like the early era when DC food trucks were really taking off. He kind of cashed out of that and opened up an artist commune over near Waldorf, and used to have like Afrobeat bands play there. He used to invite go-go bands up there. He had a stage. People could come and like perform in exchange to like stay there and get food. He had some sort of bartering system, some sort of commune, and he wanted to move the business to the desert in Arizona. So basically the strip was him moving his operation, and all these characters that were living there, all these artists and musicians and drifters and whatever, on 1970s fishbowl highway passenger buses.
What's up with this white saxophone? I'm sorry.
All the way out there.
Hey, go back.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, and he's got the flag draped around him, dude. This fucking picture's sick, yo.
I mean, it was crazy because they had a bus that had this stuff, set up in a bus. So these buses were breaking down constantly. It took us 2 weeks to get from Waldorf to Arizona. Like we were stuck in a parking lot of goddamn Chuck E. Cheese near like St. Charles Mall for like 3 days, and the whole sheriff department kicked us out because we're like in there with these buses, and then he decides he wants to break out a bunch of congas and saxophones, and we're playing in the parking lot of a Chuck E. Cheese of all these people, and someone called the cops. I'm like, "Yo, we're these freaking creeps, dude. They need to get out of this parking lot." So then, like, I didn't even know
a bunch of gypsies and shit, but
and like at like St. Charles Mall, like out there, and you got to think of the time period. This is March 1st to March 16th, right? So that's when all this is happening, and I basically made friends with these dudes. I play music too, so my in to get the kind of access I had to them was I was playing music with them, singing with them. I call it the initiation of sweat. If you can like sit in a bus sweating, singing, and playing music, then you've connected with someone, and now you can put your camera wherever you want, and you're not an outsider anymore. So I made that connection, and then these people, it's like I didn't even exist at some point. Like they didn't like affect them as much because I made the connection first.
You got more candid stuff because you were just able to blend in and just be the observer.
Yeah. So that guy right there is like kind of like an older redneck dude from Southern Maryland. His name is Pops. He's always be like smoking cigarettes and like drinking like sugar-free Red Bulls, and like
the Marcus diet.
Yeah, dude, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Mine is the Red Bull. I'll take Gatorade instead of Red Bull.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like we basically we were sleeping in like the sleaziest kind of highway motels, for 2 weeks. And this dude flew in 2 mechanics from California to drive the buses. And I mean, those buses are so big. It's like, it's such a joy to travel in them. You have so much room. But out of this whole trip, because I was on my own, out of necessity, I created kind of a style where I'm shooting with wide angle lenses and I'm holding a light in my other hand because you obviously you can't set up a light on a moving vehicle. So the way that I captured these photos was the only way that I was able to, given the circumstances, but it creates this unique kind of look that I've been using now. And that's part of like my signature, kind of documentary, like raw up close into action with like light kind of look. That's in East St. Louis, this old warehouse in the hood that they had converted into a TV studio. It was all abandoned except for the 3rd floor. And this is David Nelson from The Last Poets. He went there. They were going to have a reunion of The Last Poets in St. Louis, and he went there to meet with a TV producer. And I just followed him and was able to take a couple shots. And then the guy actually let me drive the bus on my birthday. It was March 14th, right? I must have turned 31. I'm in the bus with this guy. It's just me and him. And he's like, yo, you want to drive the bus? And, the bus is like you turn it. It doesn't turn right away. It's got this little delay to it. So you turn it, and then it turns, and then you turn it.
Oh, yeah, there's like no power steering.
Yeah, that's a big ass.
You gotta.
So I got to drive the bus, and we were in Texas, and it was scary. Like I drove the bus for like 5 minutes, and then I'm like, dude, you need to get here now. Like I'm like there was a bunch of turns and stuff. I was like, I'm not comfortable.
My mom used to drive the old school metro buses.
Yeah.
When I was little, and I would sit in the seat right behind the driver's seat, and I would just watch her try to. This is like her trying to take a fucking turn. Like you. She
must have been jacked, man.
Yo, Charmaine had fast hands, dude. Fast hands. Let me tell you.
Lightning.
But like, yeah, them buses pre-power steering. Like you got to work out driving them things. Like, But
I got a stupid question.
Yeah.
All right. So after 7 days, what did that bus smell like?
Magic,
weed,
and weed.
It kind of,
magic and weed.
It kind of smells
Please
like.
Don't say patchouli.
It did.
It smelled like some Bladensburg tilapia.
Oh no! Marcus, make that a hashtag right now. Hashtag Bladensburg tilapia.
Yeah. Shit.
Or maybe like some West Highsville cod.
Oh man,
I lived in those places, so I can,
Shout out to the Riverdale. Shout out to the Riverdale Yacht Club.
So these dudes right here.
How Baltimore feels.
That's right.
What's with these dudes?
I mean, the bus was breaking down like every day. Like every day would be some sort of drama with the buses. Like the fact that they even made it is crazy. But these dudes, like the tire was so jacked, it took them like an hour and a half in the blazing sun to like get it out. And then we drive down the road, and then we get a flat tire like within like 15, 20 minutes of like leaving them. So we called them back. But one of the dudes had given the guys some tabs of acid, so they were tripping.
No!
And they had to refix our bus again. I don't know if I have the photo like later, but they thought they had the day off. So and then we called them. They're like, nope, you got to come back and fix this bus.
And if you've ever been to the 24-hour tire place on Florida Avenue and you watch them, they put your tire in the machine and it just pops it right off. And then you see these dudes doing this old school archaic ass hey, I got 2 pry bars and you got a fucking sledgehammer and we're tripping balls.
Dude, it was hard work. I mean, like I couldn't imagine doing this as your job every day, all day. Like this was like near like Indianapolis somewhere. And then there's Pops, broken down on the side of the highway. He's got his pack of cigarettes in his pocket.
I love the background of that, Nick. Like I like how you get a lot of.
You love the background of what, Marcus?
The background of the
background of what? No, you said Dick.
I thought I heard that too.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Nobody.
Is that not what you said? That wasn't what you said.
Said I like the background and I like to move in vehicles.
This guy, like you look at him, like this guy's like a master craftsman. Like he like helped build like parts of the Pentagon and some of the craziest kind of buildings like in DC. Like that dude is like an old school kind of like metal iron worker, like mechanic. So he was pretty. He's one of those people that you don't want to judge a book by a cover, but then you get to know him and you're like, yo, this guy is like a gem of knowledge for like building and tools, and he was someone that I kind of warmed up like over the trip. He's very quiet, kept to himself.
So what was the whole duration of this trip?
From the March 1st to March 16th.
Two whole weeks. Like
I was supposed to come home because I had gigs lined up. And we didn't even make it all the way to the desert. I was supposed to come home, but then everything got canceled. That's when they shut everything down. So then I told the dude, look, I can stay a couple extra days, and I actually got to make it all the way to the end of the trip. Which he kept like talking about, oh, I got this crazy plot of land. It's in the desert. It's got waterfalls and all this stuff. And it was like a fucking junkyard, like outside of like Sedona, like bunch of weeds. Like there was like the waterfall was like water like running down like a concrete wall. Like there was nothing there. And this dude, like all the people that went on the trip, they stayed there. They're still there now. This dude set up a brick and mortar shop. It's like vegan Indian restaurant, kombucha on tap, hula hoopers and fire
on tap. Is there hot yoga too?
Yeah, hot yoga, like fire dancers. Like
dude,
that place exists now, and you can visit it. And he has the guy from The Last Poets is performing there. He's got the guy from the Refugee All Stars of Sierra Leone, Makengo, the drummer, which actually, if you look, I should have sent the link to their performance on the NPR, the Tiny Desk concert with him in it.
If
good.
You could send it to us, and we'll put it in the link for when we post this on YouTube.
Yeah.
We can post that link in the comments. So I got two more questions for you before we wrap it up. First question is, what are your thoughts on putting out a book, a collection of photos? I feel like you've got.
Well, that's a good idea.
You know, I see when I see your photos, I imagine old school, big ass coffee table book, like of just. So what's.
I mean, I think that's actually what I'm working on now with the Cosmic Caravan. The name of that series is the Cosmic Caravan. I wanted to maybe wait because I wanted to revisit. I wanted to go back out there and document it again and get like them there established and then combine them. Right. But I think I have enough from just that first trip. I wanted to have a gallery show, but again, you know, with the timing of COVID, I've been sitting on that project. I feel like it's going to be put out there very soon. I just was waiting for the right time, and I want to have people at the event, not virtual gallery.
And what's great is that now you actually have a space.
Yeah.
Where if you want, if you wanted to, do something like that, you could. My second question is, and it's a little more abstract. Who or what is on your bucket list that you would love to photograph?
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
You could just walk out your door, pick and choose tomorrow. Like, this is my next assignment. Like, something that really speaks to you or whatever.
Someone that's alive now or
whatever. There's no,
dead or alive.
Like I said, it's just it's abstract. Like,
I think I kind of wish I could have been there like during like the Jazz Loft era. When Eugene, damn it, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. Eugene Banks or Eugene Smith, like he had this loft in Manhattan, and he had like all the famous jazz musicians. He set up a bunch of recording equipment, and they were coming in there and having late night sessions, like Thelonious Monk and like cats from that era. Like I wish I could have been in like a space like that to capture the kind of like from midnight to like 6 a.m, like the cats after they, played, like when they're winding down in a smoke-filled room in a big loft. But I think, I mean, I think now, like some of the things that really interest me is like some of these street festivals in Central America. So I think if I can start traveling again, I'd like to document, like stuff like this. These small towns that have these amazing street festivals, especially ones that are kind of, it's not Day of the Dead. It's called, there's one called Aguazontes, which is in Masaya, which is kind of like a really indigenous area of Nicaragua. And they have their version of Day of the Dead. But it's just like, I'm kind of drawn to those things because it's so different than what I grew up around. And there's so much action. So this right here, this is Hobbitenango. This is a Lord of the Rings themed Hobbit eco hostel at the top of the mountains in Guatemala.
Is that where did you work there, Nick?
No, I worked.
Amazing.
I literally.
Nick, say that one more time. Say that
Okay.
one more time. It's a
So
Lord of the Rings. Go
So
ahead.
this is a Lord of the Rings themed eco hostel called Habitanengo, and it's a bunch of hobbit houses that are dug into a mountain near Antigua, Guatemala. And I lived in El Hato, which is below this. And the way that I had a side hustle, I would bring tourists. When I first got there, I went on all the trails that all the workers would do, the coffee workers and the people that worked in there. I found a way to get up there, and I would take people with me, and I would charge them money, and I would take them to Habitanengo, and then I could make some extra cash. It was like an hour and a half hike.
I feel like that should be a Misfits field trip.
God damn! I was
Yo,
like, yo,
that
thank
place-
you, Val. Shit.
Look it up.
What's up?
I'm
up?
serious.
I don't know.
I'm serious.
I
You
feel
gotta
like
look it up.
that's where Marjorie Taylor Greene left her feet at. So
Oh,
Marcus, pull up the feet. Pull up the feet.
no, God, no.
Pull up the
The
feet.
callback is enough. Yo, all right. So look, we're coming up on almost 2 hours. Nick, you have been absolutely. I mean, obviously, this is going to be a good show, dude. Like, you know, we you know how we get down, but like, it's been great having you on, man. And like, I think you absolutely, definitely. Hey, we definitely need to like talk about doing a show from your space.
Perhaps having a little bit of a photo
That's
shoot.
fucking fantastic. What's this? Give me the background on this.
All right. So the very first time I ever went to Nicaragua, I thought I could learn how to surf during like peak swell season with like 8-foot swells, like off like outer reefs, and I was gravely mistaken. Within the second day, I was on a boogie boarder with these like semi-pro surfers from California, like with like fins on, getting dropped. The boat would take you out in the ocean and drop you off, and then there'd just be these giant waves that break over the reef. I'd be like, "This is crazy. I should not be here." The second day that we were there was a huge explosion, and 5,000 gallon steel drum tanks of diesel fuel exploded. Within about a quarter of a mile from where I was staying, and they burned for a couple of days. They had to call in like the military. They lost power. But then all the surfers were like, "Fuck it, I'm going to surf anyways." So you had these like apocalyptic kind of scenes with like surfers doing yoga and stretching and getting ready to go out in the ocean. So
that black and white one is so stark. Like, I mean, like this is cool, but like for that black, the way it comes off in black and white, it's just really fucking epic.
Right.
That's
Wow.
Thank you.
That's,
It's kind of
that's some dystopian crazy shit, dude. I love it.
like people thought it was fake. Like, oh man, like you're getting better at Photoshop. I'm like,
not photoshopped.
I've got some video too. Like you can't until you see the video. Like the smoke goes off all the way out, like miles into the horizon, and then like it rained, and then it's like you had this like the water had a bunch of oil and shit in it, and it's just like it was such a crazy scene for a couple of days. And I was just like, well,
shit.
I just grabbed my camera and I was like, like
Document, right?
Right place, the right time. That's like Lake Atitlan. Like I did all these crazy jobs when I was traveling. I was doing manual machete labor in the rainforest at like a whitewater rafting resort in Costa Rica, and then I was a DJ on the beach in El Salvador, and then I was a tour guide in Guatemala, and then I was a receptionist, and then I was a photographer, and I kind of just this is a festival on the same day as the Day of the Dead festival, but they go to a graveyard and everyone flies kites, like all the kids. And you look at his feet, like both of his feet are off the ground. It's like that perfect kind of moment. And I just sat there and all these kids started flying their kites. And then I had photos of them like running through graveyards and stuff. And that was like the town that I lived in. It was like a very like Mayan town. That's Granada.
God, that's amazing.
That was like my home base for a while. That's kind of like where like where my wife and I would hang out all the time. So that's like where she's from. So
which is crazy.
So real quick, I would like for you to tell the story about how you met your wife.
All right. So I went to Nicaragua completely by chance. I kind of was got into the history of like the Sandinistas and the revolution there. And I kind of was like, man, this place just seems really interesting. It's kind of like more gritty than Costa Rica. Your money is worth a lot there. I could do a lot on my budget that I couldn't do at other places. So I went there, and I went there by myself, and I did surf. Like I wanted to surf, and I wanted to hike volcanoes. That was like my two main things. And at the end of the trip, I went to this little beach town, and it's called San Juan del Sur. And I went to this one bar, and it was like, imagine College Park, but at the drinking age was like 16, and like people were just like, you know, like it was too much.
College Park,
And, you know, too rowdy. Yeah. I was like, I'm not really. I don't want to be in this environment. So then I went to this kind of like spot that was like mostly locals. Like I was one of the only tourists in there, and they were playing like nice salsa music and actually like Buju Banton kind of old dancehall stuff too mixed in. I'm like, this is cool. Like, let me go here. And then I walked in, and she sat next to me, and then we started talking, and I said, "Te quieres bailando conmigo? Like, you want to dance with me?" And she was kind of shy, and then we went and started dancing, and then it's like the other Nicas there, the other Nicaraguan people there were kind of looking to see, oh, this gringo is going to make a fool of himself. He's going to be drunk, and he can't dance.
Little did they know.
But then, you know, we started dancing, and then almost like a soul train kind of formed, where a big circle kind of opened up, and then like we would dance, and then people would kind of go in there and then do their dance, and then this friendly kind of competition happened.
Nice.
And we were just like sweating, just dancing like all night. And then
awesome.
She grabbed my hand. She's like, "You want to go swim in the ocean?" And then we went swimming in the ocean at like, you know, the middle of the night, and then I went in there with like my jeans on and my passport. I just lost my passport. And then we kind of were just in the ocean. I had like a moment like under the moon, just like straight out of a movie kind of scene. And then I got her number, and she's like, "Are you going to come back for me?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm going to come back for you." And then I saved up, and I think 2 months later, I came back for her, and we traveled El Salvador and Nicaragua for 30 days, and then I came back again, and then I came back again, and then I came back again, and then I sold all my shit, bought a one-way ticket, and just lived there. And then that's how I got back. That's how I got back into photography, because I couldn't bring my music. I was doing music. I can't bring my studio on the road with me, so I brought my camera. Fell back in love with photography because I was in all these beautiful places, and I always had it with me. And I was like, you know what? Like, this is what I'm going to do with my life. Like I love this. It gives me so much. It's so fulfilling. So that was kind of the moment of my life where I just left the restaurant industry after being there for, you know, almost 10 years. And I kind of was dabbling like my side passions. I'm like, I'm just going to go all the way in, and, you know, I'm just going to make it happen any way that I can. And then that gave me the momentum when I came home to like really go full into the photography and just, you know, just make that a priority. So that's kind of where I am now because of that experience I had there that kind of transformed me and made me realize like what my calling was in a very direct and like intense kind of way. So
yeah.
And then I came back with nothing and started working with Marcus.
He came back with a wife.
And then he came back and started working with me again with a wife. Like he left. I mean, Nick at the time was my roommate. So it was like, he's like, I'm going to Nicaragua. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll see you get back. He's like, I think I'm going back to Nicaragua. Like, all right, that's cool. And then he went back 2 or 3 times and came home with a wifey.
A wife.
And then in the meantime, we would drive around Mount Pleasant and Brooklyn, picking up free furniture and filling the house with all types of crap that we didn't need. We're the white trash pickers.
The white trash pickers. I mean, it was great when we would come home drunk from A Street and we just see something on the road. Like, I want
couch.
it.
Oh, love seat. Yeah.
Let's grab it.
Right on.
So,
dude, thank you so much, man. God damn. This is, thank you for being on the show and sharing with everything with us, man. This has been excellent. And you are, I look forward to having you back and checking in and seeing the progress. the studio, as well as us coming to your studio and taking advantage, making use of it. It's been a great show, and please go check out this man's art. Purchase anything that is available. If he's got a Cash App or a Venmo, send this dude some funds. Buy some stuff off him. Support him in any way that you can. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers, sisters, cousins, and kin, Nick Moorland. We appreciate you, brother.
I want to thank you for inviting me on the show. I appreciate you reaching out. I think you guys are doing a great job. I'd love to see that Marcus, we started this and he's still going strong with it. Now he has this great team with him, and I wish you guys the best. And we'll make it happen. I'll come by the warehouse, and we'll stay connected. And I appreciate the love.
Yeah, man. Big things in 2021, 2022, and on, man. On and on.
Sir.
So we're going to watch some TikToks and then do our final thoughts. So, Nick, you can either hang out or if you have to do stuff in the morning, you got to bounce. We understand that too. But we're going to do this.
Stay on if you can.
Wrap up the show. Marcus, what you got for us?
All right. We all love Ron Paul, don't we?
Rand Paul.
I mean,
whatever that cunt's name is.
Rand Paul.
Wasn't going to even correct him.
You are live with the senator. You can go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, Senator. I am a proud Kentucky citizen, and I just wanted to tell you to get fucked.
All right, we'll go ahead.
We would like to motion for Rand Paul to get fucked, please.
Power to the people. I second
granted.
that motion, dude.
Yeah, that's great. This for you, Nick.
I love that she was like, like her fucking voice is like the fucking, like Becky. Right?
Yes.
Becky from
we
the
have to let
South.
her on. We have to let her on. She's going to say something totally that we agree with. And she was like,
oh my God. I'm in.
To go get fucked. I love
So
it.
as we're shitting over.
Go ahead.
Keep going. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish.
Val was hating on that woman. Wait, were you hating on the woman?
No. The woman who was
Rand
like
Paul?
introducing her.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That woman. Yeah, her voice is.
Fuck her.
All right, let's keep the hate for Republicans going.
Shout out to Dan Bailey, who got to deliver a message to Tucker Carlson on behalf of all true Americans.
Why don't you drink it like the mic? I don't care, man. Dude, you are the worst human being. To this thing, to the United States, to everything else in this world, I don't care that you're understood. What you have done to these families, what you have done to everybody else in this society, son, don't call sons that one.
The best part about this is Tucker turning to feign interest in the first thing he sees. Like he just accidentally made eye contact with his ex at the market. Hey, Tucker. I know you know how to fish.
Yeah, what's he doing in a bait and tackle store?
Fuck that guy. We've talked. I think we've mentioned before that like his children went to school where I used to teach, so I'd have to interact with him sometimes.
I just want to apologize to everyone because I had an opportunity to drop a heavy coffee table book on him at the Borders or the Barnes & Noble that used to be on L Street and 19th.
I wish you had.
I apologize for not having taken that opportunity. It was when he still rocked the bow tie, and it was like the mid-90s. It was like 96 or 97. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Planet Earth. I should have just taken one for the team and taken him out when I had the chance. So
I wanted to fucking throat punch him every time I had to like deal with him at the school that I worked at. Fuck that guy.
All right.
What else you got, Marcus?
I got a couple other things. This is Let's Be a Man. We haven't seen this guy in a while, and this is something. Whatever. This is something I do all the time.
Have to blow your nose? Don't use tissues. Blow snot rockets. Be a man.
He's half.
This is something that Marcus does.
The fact
all the
that
time,
Tom Brady's
it's so
in the background.
fucking disgusting. It's so disgusting, and Marcus does it all the time.
Speaking of disgusting, next TikTok.
Oh,
this is from Boo, everybody. So thank him.
Thanks, Boo.
This is the most tags I've gotten on a video in a long time, and this one is epic. Look at the velocity on this thing. First of all, -1, no gloves. -1, these are unsanitary conditions. But I'm going to give him a lot of credit for the strength of this one. He definitely needs to go to the office to get this thing actually excised.
No.
Do we need to watch? Do we need to watch it again?
No.
Yes.
All right, let's watch it
Run
one more
that
time,
shit
'cause I
back.
need to see
Run
it.
that shit back. Hold the fuck.
This is the most tags I've gotten on a video in a long time, and this one is epic.
There's already some in there too. Just
Look at the velocity on this thing. First of all, -1, no gloves. -1, these are unsanitary conditions. But I'm going to give him a lot of credit for the strength of this one. He definitely needs to go to the office to get this thing actually excised.
So brutal. The human body is a horrible thing sometimes.
He needs to go to the doctor.
He needs Jesus.
He needs Jesus.
Like Jesus and a half. Like
He needed Jesus.
yeah, the derm doctor. That's
No.
that's
No,
my
thank
dude.
you.
All right,
Hello,
so-
Sean. Thank you for watching.
So this lady, this lady would be my friend if I ever met her. We would hang out.
Guess what day it is? I
Taco
can't even
Tuesday.
laugh. It's Taco Tuesday. Now take me for tacos. Mom, you are not wearing that to lunch. Oh, fuck I am.
Fuck, I am.
It's fucking Tuesday, so let's go. I want lunch. Tacos.
Tacos.
You better take that woman for some goddamn tacos, baby.
That's him.
Shit.
Damn right I am.
You better
heard what she said.
That's your mother. You better take her tacos.
That's white mom life though. That's a possible non-ass woman. I tend not to say no to Donna when she was in that vicinity or whatever, stuff like that.
Hey, if Donna rolls up wearing a taco hat, you're not gonna clown her, and you're gonna take her for tacos. That's what's going on.
Oh no, I'm gonna cook her
gonna
while
take
I'm
her
paying
for
the bill.
some
I'm gonna do something good first, and then I'm gonna fry.
She
And
wants tacos.
then
You take her to tacos.
I'm gonna make sure you get them tacos though.
I
Because if
would
Donna
make
walk out like
sure-
that, like I'm be like,
You
all
can't
right, so
roast her while
every
she's in
penny
the car.
And here's one thing though, so Donna's still spry, right? Like if you doing crazy shit like this, once she hit 60, that means that every penny that I have that is in my savings account is going to a real nice old folks home. Where you can learn to make wallets and fix yourself and other people's time. Because bitch, if you that's
And
why you
that's what
lose
you
it,
do.
what you gonna do when you lose it? Like I'm just saying.
I like how she made the
Make
hat
right
talk.
decisions.
She's like, "Take me to tacos."
Yeah, take me to tacos.
That's right.
Feel that, dude.
All right, we're gonna talk about some animals and shit. I don't know which one this is.
Is this a moose one?
There's an animal you should fear
Oh,
more
the
than
meese.
moose. As ridiculous as this overgrown swamp donkey is, I personally think camels are on another level. There's two flavors of this steroid llama. You got the dromedary, which has one hump, and the Bactrian, which nature somehow gave two. Not nearly enough people know just how big they
ass
can get.
thing.
The most brolic Bactrian can weigh over 2,200 pounds and be 7.5 feet at the shoulder. If you rear end a moose, you're probably losing your life, but at least the casket can be opened. You probably don't get an open casket if the cause of death is a camel. One man in India accidentally left his camel tied up outside during a heat wave, and he rushed to go untie it. To get revenge, the camel suplexed him and then decapitated him by chewing on his neck until his head and body were divorced. Oh, you don't believe me? Google it. I'm not going anywhere. Because even though camels eat grass and grains, nature gave them a meat eater's mouthpiece as a sick joke. The canine teeth helps them crush woody plants. But it also means if a camel bites you, that's a part of you are just not getting back. Also, they have flesh teeth. This is what their mouth looks like. Their mouth is covered in papillae, which helps them force food down their throat. Technically not harmless, but this image isn't. Also, they can run you down at 40 miles per hour, and I don't think they get enough credit for that. Those sharp toenails that protect them from hot shifting sand can also shatter your rib cage with one kick. Nature gave them every possible way to put people on t-shirts and made it everyone else's problem. Also, they can swim and they're very good at it. K-ray camels are a type of dromedary that can quite literally pull up on you in the ocean. Moral of this video, whoever designed camels was fresh out of to give.
Dude, Dude, I think that zit popping video, we lost like half the people. Motherfuckers tapped right the fuck out. I think that after the second viewing, they were like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to bed now. I'm going to go watch the My Little Pony and scrub that shit out of my fucking mind's eye.
All right,
Wait, so the one that I sent was about the fucking Mies in general.
Yeah, we had
Mies.
Oh, yeah. That's
I'm gonna play that.
in the...
I'm gonna play that next week. We got a lot of those.
The mooses.
What else?
So we're gonna end up the final two. We're gonna laugh and enjoy ourselves now.
This out. I was in Florida. This kid stumbles out of his fucking truck doing the universal sign for choking with the two hands around the neck and everything. So I picked this fucking kid up and I ragdolled him, man. Just bam, bam, bam. And fucking carrot shot out of his mouth and into this pickup truck bed, and it made a noise like ping. Motherfucker was eating spaghetti with carrots in it, man. It was like cold spaghetti out of a Tupperware with carrots.
No, thank you.
Do you feel like he deserved what was happening to him because of the carrots?
So nobody deserves to die, but fuck that kid.
Therapy Gecko is my dude.
But fuck that kid. Fuck that kid.
So do you think he deserved what was happening to him? No. But fuck that dude.
Fuck that dude.
So Val and I picked this one. This is actually funny. I want to hang out with this guy.
I want him as my friend.
He would be fun at parties. Play it.
It's really good. You fast, brother. You ain't fast enough.
He called him Mr. Booty Man.
I'm a feminist.
You ain't get me. I got you. We're done. Oh, it's tiring. I'm hot. Don't chase me. That shit.
Tiring of my hot.
My safe word is pineapple juice.
Hey, just like that. Cross your ankles.
Ooh.
Cross your
We
ankles.
gonna take pictures?
Bring your ankles up to your butt.
Swap man, what's my safe word?
Bring your ankles up to your butt.
That's how far I go. You think I'm in Pilates?
Stay just like
You think
that.
I'm at Pilates?
It was fun though. Ah!
Why are you chasing him?
What you doing?
I'd have tased this motherfucker.
Ooh.
Fucking A-cap, bro.
Oh, watch your hands, boy. That's my. Don't do that. That's my lighter. It don't work. Don't do drugs, kids. Those are my quarters. You wanna put those in your pocket? That is change. You know how long it took me to acquire those? Some of those are limited edition.
Took me to
That's my
acquire
flash drive.
those.
Don't look at it, unless you want to see Big D. That's my wallet. You have no. Ooh. And watch your fingers, booty hole man. He's strong. No wonder y'all together.
I'm so
Like doing the weird shit. What's your safe word?
I'm so conflicted, dude.
I love him so much.
Like, I got mad when they tased him, but it didn't stop him.
He didn't stop him doing shit.
He was still roasted, dude. Like
you ran away. Why'd you come back?
He's like, I'm tired. It's hot.
He just needed.
He was like, you know what, yo,
cold
3
place
hot in
to
the
sleep.
cot is better than anything.
Right. He's like, I'm gonna need
Just
breakfast
fucking-
when I sober up. So let me go ahead and do this.
Just get this damn bologna sandwich and cellophane.
I love him.
All right, Marcus.
All right, guys. Time for final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Thanks again to Nick. This was a great show. I really,
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, appreciate everything you brought, and like it was great. I have no rants. I have nothing. I got nothing. I'm good. Carry on.
Ladies, Val, Jamie.
Okay, I have a rant. I'm sorry.
Is it going to be a long?
No.
rant?
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Hold on.
5-year-old issues. I'll be back. Just ran away. I can hear you.
All right, I have a rant. So a friend of mine, very good friend of mine, who works at an establishment that is very close to the District of Misfits Show.
This rant, yes. Carry on.
He was working on Friday night. He is a black man of Venezuelan descent. So he's a Latin guy who a black guy. And there's this dude who came in who is the owner of a catering company here in DC. And he came in. This guy was already like trying to fucking start shit anyway. He was a dick to everybody at this establishment. Again, an establishment that is very close to our podcast. And so then he called my friend a house N-word because he would not give him free shots. He's a fucking piece of shit. So we're not going to do it on this show because we don't say people's names unless they need it to be said, like Josh Pruitt. But
continue.
I don't want to say people's names. I also don't want to call out my friends because, right? I mean, we don't. But that's shit. And it also, first of all, I did not even understand what house N-word was. I'd not heard of it. Boo had to explain to me. Also, it just happens that within this past week, there was a white council member in Alabama who referred to the mayor of this city as the same house N-word at a fucking council session that is public to everybody. Why is this allowed? And why are people not being fucking called out on it? That guy should have been canceled, and then he should have been put in his grave. Like, that is not okay. Marcus, do you have the video?
Warning. Trigger warning.
It's bad.
Trigger warning.
And she calls us black. I'm the other black girl.
Let's get to the N-word. What just happened?
I mean, I know I'm black.
Do we have a house here?
Yeah, you.
Okay. Do we? Hey, do we? Would she please stand up?
Y'all are seeing this, right?
Why is no one throwing a chair at this dude?
And why is nobody fucking smacking the fuck out of him?
Huh? Y'all like that?
He told my husband he is rich and can live anywhere he wants to. This was after he belittled Terrence and said only poor people live here. He seems to think
that's the mayor crying.
Made him God. As for how he got elected, he sent vans to pick up people who probably never voted before. He promised them things for their participation to get a black mayor elected. Not sure if he paid them anything or brought a meal for them to come, but there was van after van with this name on them coming to City Hall. Of course, they were all full of black, smiley face.
What?
Oh my
why
God,
was
Mark.
that? Why was there not immediate call for that man's removal from council, and then for him to be tarred and feathered, and then drawn up on fucking in the fucking plaza? Yeah. It is so despicable that this is allowed. This behavior is allowed, and the fact that his words emboldened this fucking owner of a DC establishment business to come in to my friend's establishment and call my other friends the same fucking word is disgusting. I'm horrified. I'm absolutely horrified.
We'll be dragging this person on our respective social media platforms as the weeks go on. Marcus, I need a palate cleanser after that because right now I just kind of want to flip a table and light some shit on fire.
All right, so Jamie, turn your shit off.
Turn what on?
Jamie, your shit's like...
All right, yeah. So we're 2 hours and 25 minutes in. Let's wrap this fucking puppy up. Who's got some
Sorry, yes, I'm sorry about my rants, but I felt it was important.
No, it's important.
Let me give you you want a palate cleanse?
Yeah, please. Give it to me.
Here we go.
What's with the Delta variant? It's just COVID, but cooler. Do something else. 2020 already did what you're doing. Do something else. She told me to do it. I damn sure did. Why? Because these humans keep testing me. They don't know I'm tougher than a $2 steak. Just leave them alone. They about to see more variants than Loki in the TVA. Should I go? No. You need to stop this Delta thing. The hell he does. Why won't you listen to reason? Who the hell made you boss of everything? I did. I made all of this, so I'm the boss, the CEO, the president. Well, I didn't vote for you. Ugh, guys, just do something else. Jesus, tap dancing Christ.
Thank you.
Did that help?
Yes, thank you.
All right, guys.
Come on.
I got this. So I just want to talk about having Nick on, I started thinking about a lot of old memories, a lot of old friends I haven't seen in a while, and some who have passed. I just want to say thank you to everybody who watches the show. I want to thank my crew who's here every week. We go through a lot of shit to put this thing together. We love bringing new guests in and old friends. So basically a palate cleanse from that. Be good to your friends. Be respectful. The Pasteurized Chef has a golden rule, which is don't be a dick, which basically treat people the way you want to be treated. And don't waste time away. I mean, time is short, especially with the fucking virus and other shit. You never know. You just never know. Somebody might not die, they might move, but then you don't get to see that friend anymore. So cherish the time that you have with these people in your lives, and tell them you love them. That's what I got, guys.
Beautiful. All right. So thanks again to Nick, and thank you all for watching. And Marcus, pull the trigger. Pull the plug.
Two.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, wait.
Two.
Nick wants to say something.
Yes.
2 peanuts.
You look like me.
2 peanuts fell down the stairs. Turns out one of them was assaulted.
That's a dad joke, man. That's like a boo joke right there.
Yo, my kids will roast me so hard if I told them. I can't wait. I can't wait. Thank you, dude.
There's the palate cleanse for you.
With that,
Appreciate you.
Love you, Nick. Love you, Boo. Love you, Val. Fuck off, Jamie.
We're totally insane.
They pushed me out and paced me.
Still riding high.